After a defensive Arne Slot insisted that Liverpool can still win a trophy this season, but admits that it's impossible to quiet some noise around their poor form, TalkSport's Adrian Durham is baffled.
It's just what impact Arne Slot's press conference might or might not have, not just on the players, but on the fans.
I'm Ben Fletcher. Good afternoon. As we approach the final instalment of the newish Champions League Group Stage format, some have asked, is it all right? The expanded competition has come into criticism from several quarters. TalkSport's Simon Jordan is a big fan.
It works on many levels doesn't always fall well the jeopardy on fans, from the first game, when the fans who are listening.
It's a massive night of Champions League football with 6 English teams all vying for a place in the top 8 to avoid that dreaded playoff round. Arsenal are already safe and need just a point at Kairat Almaty to guarantee top spot. Wins also do for Liverpool and Spurs. Newcastle, Chelsea and City, though, they need a win and results elsewhere to go their way.
Former Reds midfielder TalkSport's Danny Murphy says it's a rare slip-up from a media-savvy manager.
Unfortunately, because of the predicament they're in, some of it can sound
just looking at it solely as a football match. We're pitting ourselves against the very best. What a great opportunity for us to show everybody and ourselves that we can play in any environment, home or away.
That one's live on TalkSport tonight from 7
Newcastle needs to beat PSG in Paris.
Chelsea
have to win in Naples to help their campaign. Formerly of the Toon Parish, Steve Bruce says the club are doing as well as they can, with PSR holding them back.
I'm a overthinking manager, not man management. The new generation manager is just the videos. We're not man manager. We don't talk. I don't talk with the players since the last 3 years. So I don't talk with them.
Keep across everything this evening on TalkSport.
PSG Newcastle.
Elsewhere today, West Ham have confirmed the signing of Adama Traore from Fulham. He reunites
some
with
transfer news in brief. Adama Traore has completed his move from Fulham to West Ham. He reunites with Nuno Espirito Santo at the London Stadium. And rugby France prop Winnie Antonio has been forced to retire at the age of 35 after suffering a heart attack. Antonio is now in stable condition in intensive care. There's more at TalkSport.
And the France prop Winnie Antonio has had to retire from rugby.
Sir Keir Starmer vows no more ice age with China as he lands in the country for talks, and Iran braces for possible US attack as Donald Trump says a massive armada is heading there. There's more with the news team at past.
TalkSport weather with QuickFit. With a huge range of premium brands available, we've got what you need to...
Bright sunshine for many of us today with scattered...
Hello and welcome to TalkSport Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How did you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Charlie, before we do the show, how do I sound? There's some nervousness behind the glass.
There's a slight metal mickiness, but keep going and we'll see if anybody notices. Carry on.
Right, hopefully
the thing is, if anyone listened to you and Barry on Sunday, we just get Barry in to do it. It'd be absolutely fine.
Oh, you could do the whole thing without you.
No problem.
Good afternoon, you're listening to Rushden and Baker on TalkSport. Hawksbee and Jacobs for the Amiga 500 with a megabyte upgrade generation, which is what I'm using right now. What's coming up between now and 4, Charlie?
Not great, Max. Hello, Max. I'm really looking forward to the programme with you. I think it'll be really fun, it says here. Anyway, today, Kevin Hatchard will come on to look ahead to all 18 Champions League games. We'll do some Australian Open tennis, and the comedian Christopher MacArthur-Boyd, he will join us in the studio.
Traitors finals, half-decent cricketer, Borough fan, Faraz Noor.
No, I'll carry on. You sort it out. Turn it off and stand. Here we are. Traitors finalist, half-decent cricketer and Borough fan, Faraz Noor is in. No spoilers, please, because Max hasn't seen it, but he's not hearing me. He's turning on and off again. While Brad Friedel can do a bit of Spurs and USMNT. What's that? United States... whatever that is. And Alex Crook can build up to the excitement as deadline day approaches. Julian Laurens will tell us how good PSG are ahead of Newcastle's trip there. And there's a very ambitious two-word phone in. That is very ambitious, actually. If you can get in touch on 03717223344. I nearly gave the Virgin Radio number out there. 03717223344 for the two-word phone in. Get your calls lined up now. We're going to be asking you to sing something. That's for the two-word phone in at 2 o'clock. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Charlie. Good afternoon, Max. How are you? I'm fine, thank you, Max. Yes, this is TalkSport with me, Charlie Baker, and Max Rushden, and looking forward to the afternoon. 18 Champions League games tonight. 18, all played at the same time, which is very, very exciting if you ask me. When did you do something 18 times at the same time? That'd be a nice phone-in, wouldn't it? A nice text topic. Did you ever try and do, or were you ever in a group stage of something where you had to play it and then find out if you'd got through? 81089, if that is you. I listened last night. I'm actually back. There we are.
How's this sound?
That's much better. Yeah, much better. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
TalkSport last night, Max, with Adrian.
What a relief
Durham.
for you, Charlie. Just for that moment.
It was great.
Just a relief.
It was fine.
You almost had 3 hours just by yourself.
We'd have got someone in. It'd have been fine.
Would I have invoiced?
I don't know. You did do a bit. You did turn up for work.
yeah, I know. But
so you were here.
If I'd only done the first minute, I think that is. It's a bit like on a set. You do the go-get-its. I do the rest of the show.
Do the rest of it, and I sit there and talk about Ipswich. That was good.
Yeah. Anyway, I stopped you mid-flow. I don't know what you were talking about.
Well, I listened last night to the excellent Round the Grounds with Adrian Durham, who had sent me the team sheet from Walsall v Crawley, because playing left back for Crawley was Charlie Baker.
How'd you go?
Which was very exciting. I got subbed off second half. I got booked first half.
Booked and hooked.
And booked and hooked. So second half subbed off. But I listened. Walsall v Crawley. There were loads of goals last night in the EFL. Right. Walsall v Crawley was 0-0, and it sounded like the worst game of football of all time. At one point as well, the whole of TalkSport went down. They were playing. It went down for about 5 minutes.
And that's good.
I messaged Adrian John just to check that he hadn't died at the football match, and they'd had to play something else on because it was such a boring game.
Do you think on a round the grounds?
Yeah,
because that's a lot of football. It's a lot of people interested.
Yeah.
If Adrian was to pass on, I think it's what he would have wanted was to carry it. Just to hand it over to Scott Minto and just say, "Look, here we go."
There's been a goal at MK Dons. But who for?
I have a dilemma, which was we are 5 wins in a row now, Charlie.
Yeah, I know. I saw. Do you know what? I punched the air when Cambridge scored late. Adrian went to Cambridge. Mate. They scored about 91st minute, didn't they?
Yeah,
something like that.
One of those. Here's the problem. It was one of those handball penalties that I have spent maybe the last 5 years complaining about.
Yeah.
So I suddenly feel the handball law is absolutely perfect. I think.
Hoist by your own petard, I believe.
I really was. It was one of those where a cross came in and the guy's sliding.
Yeah.
I think their manager said, and I don't know if anyone else does this. When your team win, I like to go onto the opposition's Twitter account.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
And see what their manager. So Neil Harris said, well, it's obviously a blatant penalty and we should have won 4-0. And Michael Appleton went, never in the history of football is that a penalty. And you're like, okay, well, I believe Neil Harris, but if I was a Shrewsbury fan, I'd be very disappointed.
Why are Cambridge so good, man? Let's start with this. Why not start a national radio show with this on a Wednesday afternoon? Why are Cambridge so good, Max? What's happened?
Just, round pegs in round holes, Charlie.
Yes,
that's what
exactly,
I think. We've got Pelly, Ruddock and Penzu, who went all the way up the leagues with Luton. Remember, played in the Premier League. He's playing centre.
That does sound like a midfield from the 1990s.
Yeah, so we're actually playing 14 players, so that is one of the reasons. The guy who scored is quite an interesting guy, Ben Knight, he got his debut in the Charity Shield playing for City. With Pep.
Ben Knight,
and he then obviously didn't quite work out with him at that level. He sort of played every England level, kept Cole Palmer out of, England under 16s, under 7s, I don't know. And now he's with us. So obviously probably not his plan. But he's
happen?
quite
Do you know what happened? Did he get injured? Or
I think football's quite difficult.
Yeah, it's hard. It's
quite difficult.
It's hard to do it at a high level for a long time
to maintain it. Yeah.
But makes me think how good was Ryan Giggs? It must have been the most unbelievable footballer. How good was Wayne Rooney? Actually, when you think how good they actually were. They must be. They're unbelievable players.
Do you think this is quite good? This is quite.
Who's
good.
a good
I quite
footballer?
Like this sort of.
8-10-89.
How good was Pele? How good was he?
Just how good was he though, Max? How
must have been excellent.
When you watch a player at the lower league, especially one that's come down,
they were the best in their school.
Oh yeah, by a long, long way.
So another thing is we've got this guy from The Apprentice, right?
Farrah's he's coming in. Yeah. Not The Apprentice. Not The Apprentice, Max. The Traitors.
Sorry, the Traitors. Sorry. Yeah, thank you, Lord Sugar.
One
That's
of
what
those.
You have to do. I am. I thank you, Lord Sugar, for the opportunity.
Thank you for the opportunity, Lord Sugar.
You'd all go, I think Lord Sugar's a traitor. Surely Lord Sugar is the traitor. So I haven't seen this series, and you're telling me that I'm really going to struggle to get through this interview without knowing what happened in the series.
Well, no,
takes away from the interview.
If you're trying to avoid spoilers, then you're not going to be able to do it, are you?
Yeah,
because you've got to have done your due diligence, haven't you? You know, you can't interview Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and not know that he
about 99
scored in 99.
Don't tell me. Yeah, but it's different, isn't it? You can't just say I haven't caught up with that season. I'm on Premier League years 1997, Ole. So just don't tell me what happened.
Some spoiler alerts. 8-10-89. Spoiler alerts.
Tyson Fury will fight Alexander Makhmudov on the 11th of April, only on Netflix.
Yeah,
so that's good. Okay, so
do you have to fight an Alexander before you fight an Alexander? Is that the rules?
Yeah, so it works. It's alphabetical. Yeah, and you have to fight a Bolexander, Dolexander. Yeah, you have to do all of them.
A Bolexander. I don't think you can say that on Daily Radio, can you? I don't know.
I said Bolexander.
I'm pleased I bailed out of my what does Alan Sugar say post-coitally joke. So I'm thank you for the opportunity.
He's bowing out backwards. Thank you for the opportunity, Lord Sugar. Thank you, Lord Sugar. Thank you, Lord Sugar. I don't know why Claude and Karen had to sit either side of us, but
it's a shame. I'm pleased they were here.
Anyway, we're all here.
Come on.
It's all happy.
We're having fun now.
And it's brought to you with the good people of Tool Station. Stay one step ahead, whatever the job. Next stop, Tool Station. Kevin Hatchard will join us for a bit, and we will look ahead to all 18 Champions League ties.
welcome to TalkSport Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Dave from Barnsley says, thanks, lads. Just spat my tea out everywhere. I'm not sure
nice,
what
Dave. That's what it's for.
Referring to, but do let us know. Do you let us know? What does that mean about
I asked Max why you were getting your microphone to work. When were you in like an 18-team competition that you had you were in a competition where you had to wait to find out? Joe, the Liverpool fan, Shropshire Darts League 3 final day, 32 pubs playing at the same time for the top 3 to be promoted. We sent a scout to the Admiral Duncan in Baschurch, who called after half an hour to tell us to pull our fingers out. There we are. Well,
that's exciting, isn't it?
Very nice.
So imagine that's your job. You're not quite good enough at darts to play in the Shropshire Darts League.
There are 32 teams playing, and you're not good enough for one of them.
But you are just about good enough to scout.
Yeah, very nice.
Exciting. It's exciting, Joe. Now we are doing 18 games in the Champions League tonight, and we've set ourselves a target for a 2-word phone at 2 o'clock. We really need your help here, because the games, UEFA have told us that the games can only be played if we get 18 callers on to sing the champions, one after the other, all at the same time, ideally, but we don't have the capacity for 18 callers on at the same time. So we need all of you. Right, presuming there are 18 of you. Presuming there's more than 18 people listening.
First job, are there 18 people listening?
We don't like to be presumptuous. But at 2 o'clock, we need a 2-word phone, and it's your chance. You don't often get this chance on national radio to sing the champions at the end of the Champions League theme. And if we get 18 of you, it'll be a great bit of radio. If we don't, it'll still be fun. We've got to try these things.
We've got to try.
I don't think Jim and Simon tried this with Danny Murphy, but there's every chance. But 03717 223344 to book your place in the 2-word phone in to get your chance to sing the champions.
Yes.
03717. And trust
18
us,
people.
It's a good idea. 03717 223344. Champions League match day kicks off tonight. The final one. Every single team in action with a place in the top 8. Automatic qualification on the line. A huge night for the English teams. Here is TalkSport's Tom Clayton with all the permutations.
Champions League, final match day, and there's no room for error. The reward, top 8, straight through. Miss it, and it's the playoff round. The pressure is on for the English teams. Arsenal are already safe.
Into the 6-yard area, Gabriel Jesus again!
But the rest, they need results to keep the chasing pack at bay. Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, and Newcastle United win to avoid the long way round. City still have a lot of work to do, up against a dangerous Galatasaray side. Liverpool should have enough against Karabakh, but this season, nothing comes easy.
3 away, 4-1, emphatic, and Liverpool have been sliced apart.
Spurs win to avoid the punishment round, but a bad night in Frankfurt and the playoffs are likely. Newcastle United go to Paris Saint-Germain. The two teams are level on 13 points, with others right on their heels. A draw may not be enough for either side. Chelsea, currently in 8th, right on the cusp. They travel to Napoli, who have to win to stay alive, but even a win could leave Liam Rosenior sweating on results elsewhere. This is the Champions League final matchday showdown. Every goal, every tackle, live on TalkSport.
There we are. So now you know. Kevin Hatchard, European football expert, doesn't need to say anything because we've told him everything. In case you weren't sure, Kev, what was up for grabs tonight, now you know. Welcome to the show.
What's up for grabs now?
I was completely distracted by the music. It sounded like the kind of thing that would have been in a trailer for something like Total Recall or The Running Man or something like that. It had that kind of Arnie 90s feel about it, I thought.
Do you think we've added too much Jeopardy there? I wonder if this...
No, more. We want more.
We want more. But because this is obviously the second year of the Swiss league system. And I mean, first of all, I do struggle with the league table that's got more than 24 teams in it. I just can't look at it. It doesn't feel right to me. But do you, like last year, it was really exciting. Like there were big teams that might drop out. Do you feel this year it's sort of been a bit more pedestrian, or am I doing it a disservice?
No, I don't think so. I think you look at the fact that Napoli, who are the reigning Italian champions, could go out tonight if they don't get the result that they need against Chelsea. You look at the fact that Eintracht Frankfurt, who did so well in the Bundesliga last season, have been a good force in Europe in the last few seasons. They're already out. So it shows you the depth of the competition, the fact that Karabakh are in the mix to qualify and probably should qualify, I think, from the position they're in. That's phenomenal. I like to see, teams that you don't normally see at this level excel. And that's what we've seen. We've seen Paphos certainly, compete in most of the games. Okay, they haven't got the points that maybe they would have wanted, but they've been competitive. And there's jeopardy in almost all of the games.
I feel like what's happened in this so far in the tournament is that there's been lots of goals and lots of big wins. I don't know if that's, Kevin, because people get ahead and then the other team thinks, right, well, we're not going to win this now, and also I've got to save ourselves for Saturday. So I don't know if that's been how the jeopardy has sort of been frozen out a little bit.
I think there's a little element of that. I think teams are less circumspect than they were, because I think there is real benefit in going for it and trying to rack up those points as quickly as you can, because that's the only chance you really get then. If you look at Arsenal, for example, they've won all 7, so they know at home to Kairat they're going to be fine. So they can actually rest some players.
Yeah.
But I do think that top 8 gives you the irony is, of course, all the top clubs have been pushing for more games. What are they all trying to get? 2 fewer games.
So
there is something quite ironic about that the extra kind of games is what they wanted in the league phase, but they don't want that in the knockout phase. But I think pushing for that top 8 and there is an almighty battle to get. And I always think as well, jeopardy, I think, because I like the fact that Napoli could go out. I like the fact that Karabakh are battling to qualify. There are great stories wherever you look, but if you've purely focused on maybe the English teams, then you'll think, well, they're all through, and it's just whether they make top 8 or not. But there are great stories all the way down the table.
Yeah, Napoli is a surprise, right? Because they won the league. But Antonio Conte's record in Europe is bafflingly bad. Like, it's like, considering how much success he's had domestically, he cannot do it. And it's very hard to put your finger on why.
I think part of it is, there are Conte apologists that will tell you there are reasons for each and every failure, but I think we've got a big enough sample size now to know that he struggles with it. There's no doubt about it. And I think a lot of it is the physical conditioning, in the sense that if you look at last season, they had no Europe, Napoli, and they were able to win the Scudetto. I think if they had been in Europe, they wouldn't have been able to do that. So he's able to focus purely on one competition. Here he can't do that. He has to rotate. And he does work them really, really hard physically. And I think they do struggle to deal with that, to play at the weekend, then play in midweek, and then go again the following weekend. And we've seen that, especially away from home. They got absolutely smashed by PSV. They had an awful result at Copenhagen last week, where they were 1-0 up against 10 men and couldn't see it through. So, yeah, it's been a real struggle for them. And as you say, Conte has historically found it really difficult to balance the two.
Liverpool Karabakh then. So, most people look at that and say that is a gimme, but Liverpool are not flying, are they? But a point will be enough for them, I think, if I've worked out the table correctly. I wasn't listening to that Jeopardy bit with the music. But Karabakh have been quite sort of a fun underdog in this tournament so far.
Yeah, and this has been coming for a while, in the sense that if you look at what Broady Glimt have done, They've been going well in other UEFA competitions, went really deep in the Europa League last season. So by the time they qualified for this league phase, they felt ready. And I think actually Broady Glimt are a little bit disappointed they haven't got more points, because they probably deserve them from the performances they've had. And I put Karabakh in a similar bracket in the sense that they've been going well in Europa Leagues for years without making that final leap to the Champions League. They've finally done it. They've got a coach who's been there, Horban Horbanov, since 2008. So it's a very stable club. They've got players who've been in form for quite some time. Abdel Zubir, Leandro Andrade. They've got Camilo Duran, who's been excellent up front for them. So, they've got firepower and they play really attractive football. If Liverpool aren't 100% sharp, they could be in a little bit of danger.
Okay.
So there we are. Kev Paul says if Barry heard the start of the show with Max's microphone failing again, there's no way he's turning up for work this weekend.
Different studio. Different studio, everybody.
The internet broke down for 2 minutes and Barry flew solo, and it was a
Barry turned into Garth on Wayne's World, which was, if you've seen that.
There was a lot of love for Barry. So go and watch it again on YouTube. I don't know exactly when, but 1 hour 32 in. I haven't watched it back a few times. Look, we'll do the other English sides with Kevin Hatchard and the rest of the fixtures. We will keep you covered on all the games on TalkSport this evening. If you want to join the two-word phone in at 2 o'clock, 18 people all at the same time singing the champions. 03717 223344. Book your place, because slots will fill up reasonably slowly. 03717 223344.
Cameron, you've texted. Don't text. You have to call in 03717 223344.
And we probably need you to, Cameron. 03717 223344. It is Max and Charlie with you until 4.
After a defensive Arne Slot insisted that Liverpool can still win a trophy this season, but admitted it's impossible to quieten the noise around their poor form, TalkSport's Adrian Durham is baffled.
It's just what impacts Arne Slot's press conference might or might not have, not just on the players, but on the fans at Anfield this evening.
It's a massive night of Champions League football with 6 English teams all vying for a place in the top 8 to avoid that dreaded playoff round. Arsenal are already safe and need just a point at Kairat Almaty to guarantee top spot. Wins also do for Liverpool and Spurs. For Newcastle, Chelsea and City, though, they need a win and results elsewhere to go their way. What's more, for Newcastle, they'll have to win at the Parc des Princes, beating defending champions PSG. Eddie Howe says it means so much more than just that, though.
Just looking at it solely as a football match, we're pitting ourselves against the very best. What a great opportunity for us to show everybody and ourselves that we can play in any environment, home or away.
That one's live on TalkSport tonight from 7. On TalkSport 2 at the same time, on the cusp, Chelsea have to win in Naples to help their campaign. Man City, the only English team outside the top 8, and host Galatasaray. Here's Pep.
I'm not good in that. I'm an overthinking manager, not man management. The new generation manages just the videos. We are not man management. We don't talk. I don't talk with the players since the last 3 years, so I don't talk with them.
Keep across everything this evening on TalkSport.
Robbie says, if you call me, I'll sing the whole Champions League anthem with sound effects.
You have to call us, Robbie. You have to call us, Robbie.
It doesn't work that way. We're not that desperate. We might be at 2, but right now we're fine.
Do you think we can't just fail if we don't get 18 people? Then what show are you listening to, Robbie?
Just bring them round again. Cobber says, I have 18 people with me. I refuse to phone in as you didn't play my John Farnham voice note out 3 weeks ago. We're holding on to it for a special occasion.
That was more than 3 weeks ago, wasn't it? That was more than 3 weeks ago.
That all blends into one.
Who knows?
Doesn't it? 03717 223344. If you want to take part in the 2-word phone-in, we're just singing the champions. Need 18 people as 18 teams play tonight, all at the same time. European expert, football expert Kevin Hatchard is with us, looking ahead to all the games tonight. We've done a bit of Liverpool, Kev. What about Spurs? They're in 5th. Obviously, their Champions League form is better than their Premier League form because the teams they play against aren't as good in the Champions League, I would say. They go to Frankfurt, who are out. They've got a lot of injuries, though. What do you make of their chances? Very hard to say with Tottenham, I guess.
It is, and it's usually hard to say with Frankfurt as well because they've been a mess for quite some time. It's probably a good time to play them. They sacked their coach, Dino Topmüller, recently because they've conceded 3 goals in every single game they've played in 2026. So defensively, they've been an absolute mess.
Oh, wow.
So far. Yeah, they're great fun. I've done a couple of their games.
How many have they scored?
I do them every
How many have they scored?
Well, they've had a couple of 3-3 draws.
Okay. Right.
They lost 3-1 at the weekend. So, to sum it up, actually, they played Dortmund the first game of 2026, and they went 3-2 up against Dortmund in stoppage time and still didn't win the game. Ended up
great
goal.
Stuff.
Even later than that, I think it was 97th minute or something like that, they conceded the leveller. So, they're waiting for a new coach. We think it's going to be Albert Riera, the former Liverpool winger, who's going to go there, actually. He looks as though he's got the nod to take over as coach there, but that won't be until the weekend when they play Leverkusen. So I would say, Tottenham have been stronger away from home than at home this season. As you say, they've beaten the teams you'd expect them to beat in the Champions League this term. So, yeah, it's a good opportunity for them.
All right. And then you've got this PSG-Newcastle game, right? So, and I guess you have to win to be sure of being in the top 8, right? Because there are lots of teams on 13 points who are not in the top 8. So, and that's not an. Now, PSG aren't the PSG of last year, are they? So it would be an amazing win still for Newcastle. Am I?
Oh yeah.
Am I giving
they're the European champions?
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, they're the European champions. So if you win away to them, that's a huge step forward, I think, for Newcastle. And I think, as much as anything, it's about them proving to themselves what they can do in this competition. I think they've been better this time around. I think some of the home performances have been very good. If you look at what happened at Marseille, they rather collapsed in that game, and Marseille were able to take all 3 points. You're right, the PSG aren't the team of the end of last season. I think they are starting to improve. The problem they've had is just being not ruthless enough in front of goal. They've been making the chances and not taking them. So that cost them in the Coupe de France when they went out, and it nearly cost them at the weekend. So, yeah, I think if their strikers click, Newcastle could be in trouble.
I'm interested in Bayern Munich, actually, just how good they've been all season. Have they been? I'm saying that, Kev. I've probably not watched them as much as you have. Are they playing weaker opposition? But they seem to be scoring lots of goals all the time and just seem to be a brilliant football team.
They're a phenomenal team to watch. And I know people will look at it and say, well, they lost at home to Augsburg at the weekend. How did that happen? But that can happen. If you're playing a lot of games, you can have a spell in a game where you don't play particularly well. But I was in Leipzig for the game before that, and they were terrible in the first half, 1-0 down, and you thought, oh, what's happening here? And then they came out and just destroyed Leipzig and scored 5 goals without reply. Olise has been phenomenal this season again. Luis Diaz is playing well. You've got Gnabry playing well. Harry Kane banging them in left, right and centre.
A new contract for him, is there, Kev, on the table?
Yes. And they've been pretty confident about that for quite some time. And everybody's been really calm. I mean, the story's been doing the rounds about him coming back to England, but they have said all the way through, Harry's happy here. We want to keep him. He has a release clause that ends at the end of this month. Once that's gone, then, I don't think there was ever a chance of it being triggered. And certainly you listen to what Kane says in interviews. He has consistently said, I'm really happy here. I want to fight for titles. I see no reason to leave.
Yeah, and it's perfect for with Olise and Diaz either side of him, right? And look, they've done so well without Musiala, right? But those two around him, it's perfect for him, isn't it?
Yeah, he's got the service. I think he's really relished becoming a leader for this team. The players look up to him. You listen to some of the younger players, guys like Lennart Karl, who's only 17, and he's just come through at Bayern. And he talks about the standards that Kane sets in training, talks about the technique that he shows when he finishes. And I think Kane's really relished that, to be honest. His family is settled. Munich's a lovely part of the world. Bavaria is great. Grunwald is a really kind of lovely part of Bavaria where all the kind of Bayern players settle. So, yeah, everything tickety-boo for Kane, I would think.
How do we guarantee no one injures him on purpose just towards the end of the season? Pre-World Cup, Kev. Even in training, oh, sorry, I went in too high.
There might have to be some kind of exoskeleton, Iron Man style that we kind of wrap around him. I think that might have to be the way we go.
Good shout. He's
if you look at this table, right, so currently not in the top 8, but could all get in the top 8. Barca, Sporting, Man City, Atletico, Atalanta, Inter, Juve, right? They're all on 13 or 12 points. And if you look at their fixtures, possibly if I've looked at the cricket, they could all win.
It's a bit like a magic eye picture, right? You look at it for too long and eventually it kind of coalesces into something you can understand. But I think the fact that Barcelona aren't top 8 tells you something as well, because it is tough to get in that top 8. You know, you do have to be consistent. You can't really have a game or two off. And they've had some tough fixtures. They were beaten at home by PSG in what I think was one of the standout performances of this league phase so far. And yeah, Barcelona are at home to Copenhagen, so they will win, I think. Copenhagen are a poor side. So I expect Barcelona to win that, and they probably will get into the top 8. But as I say, you know, you're looking at who's going to make top 8, who could be eliminated. There are some teams like Napoli, as I say, who could go out. I understand why it's jarring for people who are used to the just 4 teams in every group. But I do think there's this kind of misty-eyed revisionism about how wonderful the old group stage was.
Yeah,
I
agree with that.
I agree with that.
A lot of the time when you get to match days 5 and 6, the 2 strongest teams in the group were through, and they were just playing kind of shadow sides, and the other 2 were scrapping for third to drop into the Europa League. So I liked elements of the old group stage, and I think this is a mixed picture as well.
Yeah, I suppose it's just there's so many games to get to this night, which is fun, but then there's also a bit of, was football designed that you watched 18 matches at the same time? I mean, pray for anyone doing a goal show anywhere across Europe. You know, is
I'm
this
part
sort
of one tonight?
Of course you are, Kev.
Well,
no other man for the job.
Of course you are.
I'm going to avoid the calculator. I'm not doing that bit. I'm not getting involved with that.
Yes, thank you to the As It Stands. Whoever wrote the algorithm for the As It Stands table.
Yes.
We salute you. Look, well, have a good evening then, Kev. Enjoy it.
Thanks,
I will.
Kev.
Cheers, guys.
Good stuff. Kevin Hatchard there. He's also on the TalkSport Daily podcast, which is a preview of the Champions League. So if you could listen to the last half hour, if you want to listen to it again, but with Angelina Kelly asking the questions, you can download that podcast wherever you get your podcasts, or go to the TalkSport app. It is Max and Charlie with you until 4 this afternoon, brought to you with the good people of Tool Station. We'll do some Australian Open tennis in just a second. Liam Broady, British tennis player, will join us. And Charlie knows Charlie sort of turned into Rain Man before the show about the Australian Open. I was so impressed.
I'm into it.
I'll hand over to Charlie for the Australian Open questions in just a second. Afternoon, you're listening to Rushden and Baker on TalkSport with you until 4. Business end of the Australian Open tennis. We'll chat to British tennis player Liam Broady in just a second. Before that, let's hear from Novak Djokovic. He's still alive. He scraped into the semi-finals after his opponent Lorenzo Mazzetti retired injured when leading by 2 sets. He spoke to TNT Sports on court after the game.
I don't know what to say except that I feel really sorry for him, and he was a far better player. I was on my way home tonight. Don't know what to say. I mean, this kind of things happen in sport, and it happened to me a few times. But being in quarters of a Grand Slam, 2 sets to love up, and being in full control. I mean, so unfortunate. I mean, I don't know what else I can say. I really wish him a speedy recovery, and he should have been a winner today, no doubt.
It's almost like a tennis audience, Charlie, aren't they? They laughed when he didn't tell a joke. They're so desperate to find anything.
I think it's probably at the sound of Djokovic being gracious to another player, but let's find out.
Hey, let's talk to Liam Broady then, British tennis player. Hey, Liam, you okay?
Hello, Liam. Hey guys, how are we getting on?
Yeah, very good, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know how often you played where someone retired hurt, but you just go, "This is great," or does Novak think, "I should have probably just let him have it"?
No, I think as a player that it's the same as anything, right? You get a little freebie deep down. You're trying to be gracious, but you're thinking, "I've dodged a bullet there." And I think one of the main reasons he's still playing is to try and lengthen that distance between himself and Alcaraz and Sinner with the Grand Slam record. So he's probably still conscious of that, and he's definitely got away with one.
And it's also the beauty of the tennis scoring system, isn't it? And tennis itself, that you've never won until you're over the line.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, isn't it? Because, in other sports, especially, team sports, somebody goes down injured if you're 4-0 up and you make a substitution. Yeah. That's kind of the precariousness of tennis. It's a 1v1. And like he said, it's so unfortunate for Mazzetti. It's probably looking at being one of his best slam runs ever. He's pushing for top 3 in the world, and to do your groin at 2 sets to love up against Novak Djokovic is absolutely nightmare stuff, and it must be pretty awful for him to have to do that.
You actually might have struck on a great idea, Liam, where you have like second keepers in the Premier League who never play, or third keepers. Djokovic has a pretty good tennis player there who he has to sort of keep on his staff.
Yeah.
So if he has to go, or his opponent in this case has to say, actually, I'm okay with the bat.
Tag team tennis. Tag team tennis. Yeah. You have a runner, like you have a runner in cricket. Yeah. I just want to say, look, Djokovic getting through to the semis is great. Sinner and Alcaraz getting through is expected, and they are pulling away next to all the other players in the world, aren't they, Liam? There is literally those two, and then it seems to skip a generation.
Yeah, I've seen a few past and present players recently, touching on the topic, and the golfing class between those two is getting further and further. It's difficult to know what's going to stop them, other than the rise of maybe a Fonseca or a younger player. Maybe if Draper comes back and can, get on top of his injury woes. But I saw Milos Raonic a few days ago, and he said the difficult thing for this generation is that, the GOATs of the sport currently, they had to handle Federer, Djokovic, Nadal and Murray. At least when they were around, you could kind of say, oh, well, we're younger than them, so, we're going to get a chance at the end. Whereas now for your Zverevs and Medvedevs, these guys are 5 years younger than them. They're still 5-6 years away from their peak, so it's a pretty terrifying prospect.
Yeah, Alcaraz looks pretty unbeatable. He sacked his coach. I don't know. Well, he parted company with his coach for Christmas, which was a shock, because that's who sort of got him up from when he was a teenager, didn't it? He seems to have changed his serve as well. Djokovic saying that he's stolen his serve, which when you do watch it, it is more compact. It is more reliable.
Yeah, he's dropping the head of the racket slightly lower on the take back, and I think it's to help with his momentum through, the swing through the ball. I think he said that it wasn't something that anybody on his coaching team told him, and he kind of just felt like that felt really good. He did it a couple of times and continued to do it. And, I was a little bit skeptical prior to the tournament. Obviously, like you say, parting ways with Juan Carlos Ferrero, who was, French Open champion, former number one himself, to to do that in the way that he did, I think it seemed a pretty cordial breakup, but, I think Ferrero kind of hinted at the fact that he wanted to continue the relationship and he was happy with how it was going. But, to do that and then off the back of breaking up with Ferrero over Christmas to then decide of your own accord, I'm going to change my service technique here before one of the biggest tournaments of the year, and then to hit the ground running the way he has. I mean, it kind of sums him up, doesn't it? He's such a mercurial talent that he's able to come up with these shots that no one else on the planet can, and he is the only player who, when he's on song, can even make Sinner look average.
Yeah.
There's been a bit of controversy about sort of where the cameras are. Coco Gauff was seen smashing a racket in a corridor in the players' area. I know the cameras get more access at the Australian Open than other majors, and I guess it is, every sport is fighting for eyeballs, yeah? So if you can find entertainment in any part of it, then the broadcasters will want that. I don't know if you would have liked cameras following you everywhere. I mean, some players are saying, look, are they going to follow us to the toilet? That seems extreme. But what do you make of it, Liam?
I was about to say, maybe not the showers and the toilets, but it's
that
funny
would bring eyeballs
because
to
it. Funnily enough, on that subject, when you're doing the anti-doping, if you're getting a shower and stuff and a toilet, they have to follow you in there.
Yeah,
yeah, of course.
But one thing I would say is, again, comparative to other sports, football, rugby, they do have cameras in the tunnels and stuff like that, and I am completely not against it. I think it's very interesting, and we live in a world now where content is king, and this sort of stuff does make it more fascinating. I mean, also, this is a pretty public area. If I was to smash a racket at Australian Open, I'm not sure I'd do it in the main causeway, for where the players walk to practice, that you walk to hand rackets there, you walk to matches. That is, it's not a good idea to smash a racket there.
Coco Gauff disappointingly crashing out on the women's game. Alina Rybakina, she won this morning with Swiatek, who was one of the favourites, second seed. She looks like she's having a really good tournament to me. I think she's going to have a great year. She's tall, she's rangy, she's got all the shots. She seems to be able to conserve her energy. Difficult to look past Sabalenka, though.
Yeah. It's looking like Sabalenka's starting to really cement herself as the number one player in the world. I was thinking that Swiatek might be looking like for a few years she was going to be unbeatable and go on to sort of challenge your Serena Williams sorts of records. But this goes to show how difficult it is what Novak, Roger, Rafa have done and what Serena did on the women's side to have that consistency. And now, Sabalenka's come into her own. Rybakina, as you say, such a powerful player. She's got that winning history. She's won Wimbledon at such an early age. I think if she can, pull her game together and land her shots at the right times, there's no reason why she can't win multiple of these.
Liam, you've been through the LTA system. No Brits made the second week in Australian Open. Do you think British tennis has a bright future, or one that we're going to have to manage our expectations for a while?
You're going to get me in trouble here. I'm joking, but it's an interesting one because obviously, our flagship player is Jack Draper, and he's injured at the moment. He's made semis the US Open already. I think if Jack was in the Australian Open and he was fully fit, I would fully expect to see him, quarterfinals, semi-finals, potentially even going deeper than that. We've got Bolter at the moment, who's been struggling with a bit of injury on the women's side. Raducanu, she's had a nightmare few years with that as well. We do have that calibre of player. If you look deeper, especially on the men's side, the GB top 25 now is stronger than it's ever been. I think this year at Australian Open in the qualifying, we had the third most players from any nation competing in the qualifying. So the actual depth is probably better than it's ever been. And I would like to think, obviously, because I'm one of these British players myself, that it's a matter of time until we start to get a few that then trickle up through into the later rounds of these events.
It's just hard.
Good stuff, Liam. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much, guys.
Liam Broady there, a British tennis player. Sam from Ipswich says, Charlie's tennis knowledge has completely caught me off guard. Yeah. I think a little bit more of him now.
Even I knew more than I thought I knew. And no notes, Max, as well. That was the thing. I was
really impressive. Good stuff. Will from Up Holland says, hello, Max and Charlie. Occasionally my wife has been with me in the car when you've been on, and she seems to enjoy the childish banter as much as I do. Nice. For a laugh, I told her that Charlie was also the actor from the Pepto-Bismol TV ad who sings the diarrhea part. She's never seen Charlie, so has no reason to disbelieve me. So
the thing is, that is the sort of thing I would do.
So, when the ad comes on and she proclaims, here's Charlie. Now, 2-word phone in. We need you. 03717 223344. After the news, it's your chance to sing Champions from the Champions League theme. You don't get this chance to do it on national radio anywhere else. 2-word phone in. If we get 18 of you, we've succeeded. If we don't, it's still okay. But we need you. If you're thinking about it, if you're on 10 toes, you think maybe I will, maybe I won't. Think of the joy you get. There are some things that give you real joy. A Bob Bubka impression, saying Brian Brobby, but also singing the Champions.
The Champions.
03717 223344. We'll do a 2-word phone in just a second. 03717 223344.
After a defensive Arne Slot insisted that Liverpool can still win a trophy this season, but admitted it's impossible to quieten the noise around their poor form, TalkSport's Adrian Durham is baffled.
It's just what impacts Arne Slot's press conference might or might not have, not just on the players, but on the fans at Anfield this evening.
Former Liverpool midfielder Danny Murphy has told White and Jordan generally Slot does well with the media.
Unfortunately, because of the predicament they're in, it's some of it can sound a bit like excuses justifying the poor form. And that doesn't always fall well on fans, you know, when the fans who are listening.
It's a massive night of Champions League football with 6 English teams all vying for a place in the top 8 to avoid that dreaded playoff round. Arsenal are already safe and need just a point at Kairat Almaty to guarantee top spot. Wins also do for Liverpool and Spurs. For Newcastle, Chelsea and City, though, they need a win and results elsewhere to go their way. What's more, for Newcastle, they'll have to win at the Parc des Princes, beating defending champions PSG. Eddie Howe says it means so much more than just that, though.
Just looking at it solely as a football match, we're pitting ourselves against the very best. What a great opportunity for us to show everybody and ourselves that we can play in any environment, home or away.
That one's live on TalkSport tonight from 7. On TalkSport 2 at the same time, on the cusp, Chelsea have to win in Naples to help their campaign. Man City, the only English team outside the top 8, and host Galatasaray. Here's Pep.
I'm not good in that. I'm an overthinking manager, not man management. The new generation manager just the videos. We are not man management. We don't talk. I don't talk with the players since the last 3 years, so I don't talk with them.
Keep across everything this evening on TalkSport. Elsewhere today, West Ham have confirmed the signing of Adama Traore from Fulham. He reunites with his former Wolves boss Nuno. Meanwhile, James Ward-Prowse has been given permission to undergo a medical at Burnley as he's set to join on loan from West Ham. And the island centre Bundy Aki has been left out of their Six Nations training camp in Portugal for disciplinary reasons. He allegedly confronted referees after Connacht's defeat to Leinster last weekend. And the France prop Winnie Antonio has had to retire from rugby after suffering a heart attack. Get all the latest on TalkSport.com.
What's the best goal, Andy?
Josimar.
Oh, lovely. Just one word needed.
Ian
is a Man City fan. What's the best year, Ian?
2012, Aguero!
Oh, never call again. Too many words. Don't use your phone again. Michael, throw your SIM card out of your phone. Throw it out the window. Drive over
Burn your phone. Burn it.
Michael's a Preston fan. What's the best goal?
Poppycock.
What a great phone-in.
Phone-in.
Here we go then. Can we get 18 people to sing the Champions? First off, Charlie, we'll do the whole theme and then we'll edit it down for the later callers. So Dave is a Spurs fan. Dave, we can't talk to you because it's a two-word phone-in, but we're going to play the whole Champions League theme. You're faded up. We just need you to sing the Champions at the right time. You've got about 30 seconds. Here we go. Dave, the Spurs fan, standing by. You can just feel Dave's just there. They're panning across, aren't they? They're panning across to Dave.
Good luck, Dave.
Good luck, Dave. It's almost your moment. Dave, the Spurs fan.
Good luck, Dave.
Whoa, come on, Dave. Here we go. Now, come on, Dave. Stay where you are, Dave, because we might not have a full 18. Really good. Martin is an Arsenal fan. Let's use a shorter moment, Martin.
Go again. Hold on.
That's
Martin.
too short.
Martin.
Yeah?
Go, Martin.
The top four.
The top four. Martin sang. That was nice.
Listen, we've got Charlie. I mean, we're going to do it, but we've got a problem with the edit here. We needed them.
But we need to say the name, and then when we say the name, they start, and then Kitch presses the button. Okay, here we go.
Fine. Okay. Chris is a Southampton fan. Just go the Champions.
The Champions.
Perfect.
Chris is another Chris is a Carlisle fan. Go on, Chris.
Chris the Carlisle fan.
That's good.
Go for it, Chris.
Andrew is a Middlesbrough fan. Andrew. Ray is a West Ham fan. Ray, go.
The champions! I've never sung it before.
Very nice. That was good.
More than 2 words. Marcus is a Chelsea fan. Marcus. Isaac is a Liverpool fan. Isaac. Chris is a Southampton fan. Chris.
Yes, Chris.
Ray is a West Ham fan. Ray. Marcus is a Chelsea fan. Marcus. Oh, what a phone-in. Oh, too good. Play the jingle.
The phone
Too
is.
good.
Use your phone.
Ring the phone.
It's the telephone.
Time for a phone call.
Ring, ring, ring.
Hyperbole.
Intrigue.
2 words.
Thoughts.
Consideration.
It's your time to shine.
People saying their thing.
Get on with it.
You on the radio.
Imagine that.
Wow. It was so good.
I was hoping for a little bit of a build-up so they could just sense it. But
I know, but
it worked.
Flat in was great, wasn't it? Straight in, no pressure.
Ben says, pure gold, pure gold.
But Dave, the Spurs fan, he had all the pressure on him at the start because he had that long build-up, and he was there. Dave was there. I wonder if he was like a choir boy as a child or something, because
there's
he
every
was
chance.
Superb.
My wife has just called me an idiot and blamed me for this phoning. Julian says, shambles. Please, Ben, the Forest fan, boys, please don't. I'm going to crash from laughing so much. Okay. Who's doing the edit? Alan Brazil after 83 pints. That was just...
That really worked, Max, didn't it? We weren't sure if it would work. We were going to try and get groups of people, like a group of people on, weren't we? 18, if you were stood on a building site with 18 other people. That sort of thing. But that was better in many ways, I think. I enjoyed it.
Steve says, the champion's absolute shambles. Lord Farquaad says, I love you. But this is the worst 2-word phone-in ever.
No. Wrong.
It is a disgrace. Sam from Ipswich says, just had the Sony Radio Awards on the phone, lads.
Yeah.
I want to know if you're free for the next ceremony.
Yeah,
of course. There's me thinking things couldn't get any worse than Saturday mornings. How wrong I was, says Bazza.
Wow.
This text just says, R.I.P. TalkSport.
Oh, wow, that's a shame. That's a shame. Look, it's not for everyone. Not everything's for everyone. Some stuff isn't for you. Some stuff isn't for me. And then you have to just go with what you think is right to do and what will be fun and the kindest, nicest thing to do.
Jez says, more than 2 words, never call again. I did like the guy. Yes. I did like... It's hard... What was interesting is, and I'm not saying that we have a certain demographic who listen to this, but every single one of them sounded identical.
It did sound like the same person. It was good. I enjoyed it, Max. It was good. I'm pleased we did that.
Nick says, Radio Gold, boys. Thanks so much. My wife has also blamed me for texting in and saying she called me an idiot. That's the same one.
There we are. No,
what are you doing, says this text? I feel like a disappointed teacher.
What are you even doing on TalkSport?
We pay our licence fee for this, says AD. Griff says, hi, lads. Without doubt, the peak of daftness. I find it... I don't know about you, Charlie.
Yeah.
When people pay us a compliment, it usually includes the word childish.
I know.
And I feel
like we're
insulted.
Doing grown-up radio is the thing.
I feel insulted by that. Becky says, why are your eyes black, Max? It's the shadows of where the light is.
AD says,
I understand
we pay our licence fee for this. No, you don't, AD. You don't. That's not what this
Adam,
is.
No, you do. And you should cancel it immediately. Adam in Leeds says,
can't knock on your door.
Absolute belter of a segment. If you are watching on your smart television or your stupid television, my eyes are quite deep set at the moment.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
at the moment.
I have 2 children under 4. And it's the middle of the night, Charlie. Like, let's be real about these things.
It is the middle of the night.
Doing? What are my life choices?
Life choice.
I just couldn't let the H&J side down. Matt says, I can't wait for the final cut later in the show.
Oh, there might be one. If anyone can be bothered to edit that, if there's anyone on work experience, maybe there's someone on work experience. You can get work experience.
Gary in Tewkesbury says, is there any way of unhearing something?
That's funny.
Ben from Northwich says we need a Europa League version.
Has it got a song? The Europa League, is it?
Yeah, it does. Do you know what? I will tell you why I remember it, because during COVID, I did some online corporate work for Heineken, and I'd have to do like hour-long. I don't know who wants to be on this UEFA Cup Zoom call. There'd be like 20 people on it.
Yeah,
and I'd have like Mark Van Bommel on bad Wi-Fi from like Ibiza, and I'd ask Mark Van Bommel about his career to 20 people while having to drink a Heineken Zero, and they played it to me incessantly.
Oh, did they?
Incessantly.
Perhaps if someone can find us the UEFA, the Europa Cup, Europa League theme, that would be absolutely lovely. If one of our many thousands of production staff could find that'd be really good.
CCC84 says, honestly, you two need to get your own show on BBC4 or something.
Oh, that's nice.
You two are the worst presenters on TalkSport, including TalkSport 2. Terrible. He says terrible, switching off again. He's already switched off.
Stop listening then.
The biggest load of audio nonsense I've ever heard. Worse than a car crash interview with Keith Harrison Orvan on Radio 2 in 2004.
Wow.
Says Mark in Walters. That is quite specific. Anyway, joining this nonsense in just a second will be the comedian Christopher MacArthur-Boyd. He's got a tour out. He's a wrestling fan as well, so we can do some... I normally bring up wrestlers who are no longer with us.
Okay.
So I'll do my best to try and do wrestlers who are still alive. Paul says, I've just tuned into utter bedlam. What just happened? What the hell's going on, says Ray. Anyway, we tried it.
It was good. It was really great fun.
That's the way life works. Brought to you with Tool Station. Pick up your wet weather essentials today. Next stop, Tool Station. Good afternoon. You're listening to Max Rush and Charlie Baker on TalkSport. Kev says it's like these people haven't listened on the weekend. This is standard radio shambles. And Sean says this is the worst thing I've ever experienced, and I had meningitis.
Good. That's good news, isn't it?
Thank you, Sean. Joining this nonsense is the comedian Christopher MacArthur-Boyd. He's got a tour out.
Oh yeah.
You may know him from Here Comes the Guillotine podcast. A wrestling fact. Good. We can do
big wrestling
20 minutes on Rowdy Roddy Piper. Christopher, how are you?
I'm very well. I'm delighted to be here to talk about the life and times of Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Do you know who that is?
When was his peak?
Is that your era of wrestler?
No. But he was like a legend by when I got into it in kind of 2004 SmackDown era, the SmackDown 6 with Paul Heyman. But he was kind of looked back on as a kind of incredible character. He wasn't Scottish.
Oh, it was fake Scottish, was he?
He was a plastic Scotty. You know, he was.
He's like groundskeeper Willie.
He was about as Scottish as Shrek. Phenomenal wrestler, though.
Yeah.
Do you know who I felt sorry for, Christopher? That's Barry Horowitz, who was always just in the ring when he didn't even have a walk-on music, and he was in a pair of jeans, and he just got beaten up. And I was just spent a lot of time thinking, poor old, he's probably having a good time. But, like, poor old Barry Horowitz.
Was he, a stooge?
Really...
I don't know who that is. Was he like a stooge?
He was a jobber.
Oh, right.
A jobber.
Something else in Scotland, doesn't it?
Well, pretty much means the exact same thing. It means your job's to get beat up. That's your job. Your
That's
JOB.
your job.
You know, you're going to get your head kicked in on a nightly basis in your pair of jeans with no entrance music, and it's a sad life. But somebody's got to be the jobber. Somebody's got to lose.
Someone has to be Barry Horowitz. Anyway, tell us about the tour, Christopher. When have you kicked off yet? I've got a list of dates here. 4th of March, you kick off. So you got a month or so before you go. Tell us all about it.
First date's in Edinburgh. That's sold out, but we've put an extra date on in Edinburgh.
Really giving yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
First date's in Edinburgh. That's sold out. We'll put an extra date on. That's going on sale on Friday. And we're in Stirling, and we're in Glasgow, and we're in London, and we're in Bristol,
Brighton, Reading, Dublin,
all
sorts of places.
Melbourne. I'll be over to see you, Max.
Yes, we're going to have a donut, aren't we?
At Melbourne, we're going to have a donut.
Newcastle, Cambridge, Oxford, Birmingham. What's it about? Was it about an hour of jokes?
It's about 65 to 70 minutes of Supreme Patter.
With Supreme Patter is a great title for the show.
Yeah, that'll be the next one.
Yeah.
This is Howling at the Moon. I think I just had a big breakup, and then I went a bit mental, moved back to my mum and dad's house.
Yeah. Always a good sign.
Always a good sign for a comedy hour. And then I've got a new flat and going in a long distance relationship. The reason I'm here in London in the studio, well, obviously to do this fantastic programme.
Yeah, you came down just for this, yeah.
Rowdy Roddy Piper. But also my girlfriend lives in Hawksbee, so I've been messing about in the Curzon cinemas and having Turkish breakfast the whole week.
Like a hipster.
Like an absolute
Those were the days. Yeah. Those were the days. When you're sort of going through like big life experiences as a comedian, are you thinking, how often do you think I could get a show out? I could get a show out of this.
What do you think, Charlie?
What's that, when something bad goes wrong?
Yeah, is there a wee voice in the back of your head going, this is going to be a killer?
Comedy is tragedy plus time, of course. And I do think I think when comedians experience something, there is a bit of them. Once you've opened that bit up and you're five shows in, you think, this might make a good show.
This might be cooking a wee bit, yeah.
But you still have to obviously deal with your emotions first.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's difficult, isn't it? So
is that the right order?
So now you've got a girlfriend, though, a new girlfriend, and you're written a show about breaking up with your old girlfriend. Do you have to sort of pull it back a little bit, how heartbroken you were?
I think my present partner is like, oh, that's good, you're sad about the last one, that means that you're a human with feelings and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I was a wee bit heartbroken, of course, and moving back to my mum and dad's was an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Because they're my mum and dad.
Did they welcome you back with open arms, or?
They were very sound. They came to my flat when I was leaving and picked me up, and my whole life in 2 carrier bags in the back of the car. But then my dad was like burping in the car on the ride home, and I was
not burping you.
Come on,
you weren't that
Christopher's
old.
dad.
He wasn't burping me.
Tapping you on the back. Just needs a good poo.
Yeah, I should clarify, I am 4 years old.
Giving you rusks.
In many ways, you moved out too soon.
That's Scotland for you, though, Max. That's
Smoking at 3, breaking up at 4, back to my mum and dad's. But yeah, no.
Did they sit you down when you're back at your mum and dad's? You're young, Chris. I don't know how young you were when you went back.
How old did you come?
I'm going to go 29.
32, but that's very kind.
Oh, wow.
Thank you so much.
32, yeah. Something like for a footballer, you're ancient, but for like a comedian, sort of young. For a human, quite young. For me, quite young, sadly. Yeah. When you go back in with your mum and dad, and do they sit there, are they like, are you going to get a job, proper job? Because are they very supportive about those
Comedy
things?
Is a proper job.
I don't know how you feel about this, but definitely from my point of view, like, I'm not, like, hear some comedians talking like, oh my God, I started doing comedy, I had to leave the law degree behind. My mum and dad were like, what are you doing with your life? But like, for me, I used to work in a call centre selling double glazing, so... Yeah. Anything's better than that. Do you know what I mean? They're like, at least you're not.
He's outside, look at him.
Yeah, he's leaving the call centre, he's putting shoes on.
Having done cold calling, that is the most depressing job.
Crazy job.
It is the most... Have you ever done that, Max? I don't imagine you have done cold calling.
I'm just trying to think. It might have been after, when I just finished Cambridgeshire County Youth Orchestra.
Yeah, that UPVC work.
It's amazing as a man of the people I managed to... I did know. I don't think I ever did cold calling, no.
The unbelievable
I did spend a long time in a
feeling
porter cabin, yes.
When you get someone...
It's crazy.
...to buy or even have a meeting with the thing that you've cold called. It is... Because you make about 200 phone calls in like 2 hours. And when someone goes, yeah, okay, yeah, you're like, what, really? You cannot believe it.
See, people go, oh, what's the feeling of making people laugh on stage? And like, it is a nice feeling. See the feeling of making an old woman buy solar panels?
It does not match that.
1,000 times better than any other feeling of any drug I've ever done in my life hasn't matched the ecstasy of convincing someone that their soffits need replacing.
Did either of you ever get just straight up, yeah, that sounds good, like straight in?
Do you know what I did once? I phoned someone up and I said, hi there, it's me, it's Christopher from the Pennycook Windows After Installation team. Just wondering if there's anybody out there who, in an ideal world, would you ever consider buying solar panels or soffits or UPVC windows? And then someone just went, yeah. I felt the soul get ripped out of my body.
Yeah, they wound you up.
They wound me up.
They wound you up.
Are you? I don't know how big a football fan you are, Christopher. Are you a big football fan or not? It's not a crime if you're not.
I'm not a fan of association soccer, if that's okay. In Glasgow,
get out of the studio.
It's good. It's good. It's a good way to be.
An unusual.
Saved yourself the misery.
Saved myself the misery. I have friends who are Celtic fans.
Yeah.
And they are like head in their hands, and I'm like, have you not won every tournament for the last like 15 years? And Martin O'Neill's back, and they're like, I know, but we need a striker, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah, they've won everything.
Have any kind of humility or anything. Yeah. Shout out to Celtic Football Club,
but Scotland national team, you can get behind that.
That's exciting, isn't it?
The World Cup's exciting, isn't it?
I mean, it's incredibly exciting that we're over there. Picked a year to do it is the sad thing. Maybe it would have been fun to go to like a fun country, not one that's currently of the world deal with it, what it's going to be like for Rangers and Celtic fans and Scottish fans.
The Tartan Army could bring peace to the impending civil war.
That's what it'll be. We need Ireland to get there as well, and then there might be some sort of peace involved in it as well. Yeah.
Ice versus the Tartan Army. I'm excited to see how it goes down.
Sure.
I mean, when you peel back the curtain of football and where it can be grim, but that is, you're so right. I think a lot of people are having real, despite the fact that it's going to cost about £1 billion to go, like the prices are insane because FIFA aren't fit for purpose. But you're absolutely right. For Scotland, if you are a Scotland fan and you're thinking, oh, this is our chance, and then you go, oh, that's annoying, isn't it? I mean, it just could have been in Spain.
Yeah, in Spain.
Would you like some text? I think it's a good fun idea. Who is TalkSport's biggest jobber? Is a big question, Max, for people. Which is, I'm
making no comment.
I'm not saying anyone. I drive to Glasgow to watch this guy's show purely to listen to him laugh.
Thank you very
I mean, you're
much.
laughing at yourself, so that's exciting, isn't it?
Possibly the most infectious laugh I've ever heard. That's nice from Josh.
The rest
made a
of
mistake. I've made a mistake.
Actually, the Brooklyn brawler Steve Lombardi. Barry Horvitz was your leotard man from Steve in Norwich. So you've both got that wrong. Embarrass yourselves.
They were the kind of Lennon and McCartney of jobbing, those two. They were the kind of the creme de la creme.
They were the best ones, were they?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I think I always thought Marty Jannetty was underrated in was it the Rockets?
He was in the Rockers with Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid. Yes, Marty Jannetty. He was. He's a kind of like. He's kind of like emblematic of like being the person. He's the Garfunkel to Paul Simon.
Sure.
I would always consider Garfunkel to be the Jannetty of that combo. And any duo, Laurel and Hardy. I think Hardy was the Jannetty.
You think? I think they were both.
That's how we pitched it. That's how Laurel and Hardy
equally funny.
They were fantastic. But their careers afterwards, they both Jannetted it.
Sure. Howling at the Moon, Christopher MacArthur Boyd's UK tour is on sale as we speak, and it starts Wednesday the 4th and is throughout the country, Max.
Yeah. So go and see him immediately. And wait until the gig, I guess is probably the best way to do it.
Don't see him now.
Don't go into Hoxton. Don't go and look for him.
He's having a late Turkish breakfast today.
Thank you, Christopher, for coming in. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Christopher McCarthy Boyd there. Yes, Google it, go and find out where he's playing and go and watch him. You are listening to Rushden and Baker on TalkSport in association with Toolstation.
After a defensive Arne Slot insisted that Liverpool can still win a trophy this season, but admitted it's impossible to quieten the noise around their poor form, TalkSport's Adrian Durham is baffled.
It's just what impacts Arne Slot's press conference might or might not have, not just on the players, but on the fans at Anfield this evening.
It's a massive night of Champions League football with 6 English teams all vying for a place in the top 8 to avoid that dreaded playoff round. Arsenal are already safe and need just a point at Kairat Almaty to guarantee top spot. Wins also do for Liverpool and Spurs. For Newcastle, Chelsea and City, though, they need a win and results elsewhere to go their way. What's more, for Newcastle, they'll have to win at the Parc des Princes, beating defending champions PSG. Eddie Howe says it means so much more than just that, though.
Just looking at it solely as a football match, we're pitting ourselves against the very best. What a great opportunity for us to show everybody and ourselves that we can play in any environment, home or away.
That one's live on TalkSport tonight from 7. On TalkSport 2 at the same time, on the cusp, Chelsea have to win in Naples to help their campaign. Man City, the only English team outside the top 8, and host Galatasaray. Here's Pep.
I'm not good in that. I'm a overthinking manager, not man management. The new generation manager is just the videos. We are not man management. We don't talk. I don't talk with the players since the last 3 years, so I don't talk with them.
Keep across everything this evening on TalkSport.
Charlie, this is going to be tricky because I'm a season behind on the Traitors, so I don't want any spoilers on how Faraz got on.
You should do what I do, Max, which is I watch of anything, any long series like Breaking Bad or like Sopranos or whatever, or like now like with the Traitors, I watch the first episode and the last episode, and then just fill in the gaps.
That's a good idea.
So just do that.
Faraz joins us. If you don't want spoilers, then just don't listen. Don't turn to another radio station. Just sort of listen. Just tune out a little bit.
People need to grow up.
Yes.
Bit late
anyway,
to the party now.
They're late to the party now, and the Faraz. They should know who you are and what's happened to you by now.
It's like.
Tell us, Faraz. So tell us for people who don't know the Traitors. You got to the final. How did it all play out?
Oh, so obviously it was the last 5 going into the round table. Me, Jack, Stephen, Jade and Rachel. We all banished Jade. Stephen turned on her and then came to the end game. Me and Jack had a plan. I made the plan. Didn't follow the plan for whatever reason, and Stephen and Rachel took the money home. So well deserved to them.
The 2 traitors took the money home. When Stephen had the chance to take it all, Max. He could have taken it all if he'd played it right, and he decided not to.
He stayed faithful to his traitor, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
It was £97,500, I believe. So, they split it between them.
Yeah.
Do you, when you're in there, right, do you go mad? Like, just in that... Because I'm watching the series before yours, I think, and, there's so much... Everyone is so suspicious of everyone because I guess you've just gone mad. There's no evidence on anyone, and they're all going, look, the way Peter picked up that pineapple yesterday means he is definitely a traitor. Do you go mad?
Honestly, watching it from home and being in there is like 2 different worlds. You've got so little to go off in there. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, your mind's going a million miles an hour, so many different scenarios. As you said, like, someone pours a coffee in the wrong way and you're looking at them a bit funny, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Have you taken it into your real life when you came out? Were you thinking they're acting suspiciously?
No,
they're a bit weird.
I like to see the good in people, and that, to be fair. But being from Borough, sometimes you can come across some funny characters anyway. So I'm sort of used to it.
Why did you apply? What made you want to apply?
I've just been a massive fan of the show. I've been watching it since season 1, and to be fair, I'm quite surprised myself it took me so long to apply. But I'm glad I did in this year, because this year's been absolutely class. So just being a massive fan, and then being able to go all the way and experience every single thing about the game.
Fantastic.
As a fan, it's been so good.
This is a boring question, I think.
Good.
But like, how far away do they? Because you're in your own room, right? But is that like somewhere you all get in a car, but then just drive around the back?
No.
And how exhausted are you? Like, are you up until like somewhere? 2 in the morning?
It is tiring. It's they're long days. Yeah, they're long days. It's a very tiring, but it's very rewarding as well.
Yeah.
And the Traitors surely the Traitors, because they've got to be up until like 2 hours after you've gone to bed.
About 10 coffees deep.
Yeah. Sport-wise, we're on TalkSport, of course. Faraz, you're a cricketer. And who do you play for?
Play for Mask Cricket Club. We've just been promoted to the Prem of the NYSD, so roll on next season.
Is that a good level? What sort of level are we talking?
Yeah, decent level. So you'll have like ex-pros, overseas pros and stuff playing. Like Nathan Remington plays for Bishop Auckland, who was playing in the Big Bash and stuff. Gary Pratt plays for Richmond.
Oh, wow.
So there's some...
Gary Pratt, forever. A quick quiz question forever is Gary Pratt.
Yeah, Gary Pratt. So we have Tayyab Tahir, who is in the Pakistan setup now, was at Billingham a couple of years ago. So it's a decent standard.
And what do you do?
And what are you're a batter, right?
Yeah, I'm a batter. Yeah, I used to keep as well, but I knocked my finger off. If you can see there.
You did.
So I've
just show Max which finger it is.
See.
I think, hold it up a bit higher, Max.
You might be able to tell. Might be able to tell.
Just put the others down and just show us. Just show us them.
No, I can see it. Thanks, Jolly. How did you do that?
Yeah, so when I was 15, I took a knock on my finger. And I had like volar plate damage when I was keeping. But we had a final the week after, and I was supposed to rest it for a month, and I was never ever going to rest it. Was
I for the final, mate?
Yeah. And then we got hammered in the final anyway. But just repeated damage. Then I dislocated it, and that was the best I could do, fusing the joint back together. So
when you're playing at that level, because I remember I played for a team of actors, midweek act called the Stage Cricket Team, right, in London, and we played away at some team, and their overseas player had just arrived. They thought, let's try him out in the twos. And it's this South African bloke who bowled at about 100,000 miles an hour. I couldn't see the ball, like the level, the difference. So when you come up against these apps, like the guys who are sort of at another level, do you suddenly go, I just can't see that?
Well, I remember when we played Remington before, when I faced him, and he was bowling all right, to be fair, but his effort ball was his short ball, and I love a short ball. Like, I back myself on the pull, and I usually pull everything. To be fair, I usually pull stuff I probably shouldn't, but with him, I was getting nowhere near that. I thought I'll duck under that one. So every effort ball from him, I was I was staying clear of that.
You're going to get to play for these celebrity teams now.
No, I wish. I know.
You're going to get to ask to play for the Taverners and all these games, because if you can actually play, and it's fantastic. You were a standout sort of star, I think, of the Traitors.
That,
you played a slow game. Your personality came out, and really likeable, I think.
Oh, nice one. Appreciate that. Just being me, being myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you and like, was your plan to go on just to go on, or was it to go on to then get lots of Instagram followers and try and become?
No,
famous is the wrong word. I don't know. What do you want to do with your What do you want to do with your life?
Yeah, so
says Dad.
literally, my plan was just to go on as a fan and just go on, because I don't know whether I could have got murdered the first stage. You know what I mean? I really wanted to just experience everything. So I was so grateful. But now I really want to sort of leverage off the opportunity that I've got. I've got big interest, obviously, in sport. And in food as well. I've got a food review channel on TikTok and Instagram. Faz Noor Eats, at Faz Noor Eats. Follow that. YouTube starting soon.
Cricket teas, you do that. Cricket teas, to go around doing cricket teas, playing celebrity cricket. It's a great show.
But a great show. I'd love to go down like the sort of presenting, broadcasting route, down one of them two, down sport or food. Because I'm a massive.
Unfortunately,
very full.
Well, there's no chance, no opportunities.
There's no opportunities
there.
Here.
And didn't you wanted to take your family to Hajj, is that right? And what were you going to do with the money? And now some gazillionaire said you can do it anyway. Is that happen?
No, I've seen that, and like honestly, I'm just so grateful that the opportunity. So hopefully we can work something out, and inshallah I'll be able to go. Yeah, but I was just so grateful.
Yeah, fantastic.
That's amazing.
Middlesbrough.
And you're a Middlesbrough fan. We're flying, right?
Absolutely. Kim at the wheels, flying.
But he is, and he's changed. Like, because Rob Edwards was playing a more attritional football. You're doing well, right? So then for someone to come in and kind of rip it up, but then just start playing. I saw you hammered Preston the other day, and playing such brilliant football. Like, honestly, there's every chance you're the best team in the division.
Honestly, the football to watch is like an absolute delight. You just see it, and it's just like all gas, no breaks, and you absolutely love it as a football fan. You know what I mean? And obviously, it's working out, so it's class. But I feel as if sometimes the best sort of defence is attacking it. Do you know what I mean? So it's the best way to go. So hopefully, we get another 3 points on Saturday against Norwich.
And different to Michael Carrick, who's gone on. Was your manager for 6 years, 5 years, 6 years? A long that as long as that?
I wasn't
anyway,
that long.
He's gone on to, obviously to Man United, and
he was there for 200 years.
Surprised it's going. You were born. Are you surprised going as well, or did he always have that in him?
To be honest, I'm quite shocked because I think the Man U job is such a hard job because you've got such big characters in that changes. You know what I mean? But especially him being from Man U, he might have sort of roped it in. But then you never know if it's a new manager bounce as well, and it might only last a few games. But against City and Arsenal, both, you know what I mean? The big results, really big results.
You're a big boxing fan as well. Tyson Fury has announced his comeback fight.
I've seen that today. Easy fight for him. So easy fight. Is that 100%? To be honest, I was quite surprised Dave Allen didn't beat Makhmudov. I thought Dave Allen... I really backed Dave Allen's skills, and I think Makhmudov's there for him. I thought the way he boxed Johnny Fisher and got in on the inside sort of tired him out and stuff, but I feel as if he probably didn't utilise his jab as much as he did and work himself his way inside as much.
Dave Allen's one of a friend of the show.
We love Dave Allen.
He has asked us to get... What show is it we've got to try and get him on,
He wants to go on... what's it called?
What's the name of the show?
It's like a daytime quiz show. Tenable.
Okay.
So
I'm going...
Maybe you could give him some ideas if he gets on Traitors.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, wouldn't mind swapping them. But yeah, I think it'll be quite a straight walk in the park for Fury, to be honest. He'll just keep him long and then... But you never know, he might be Sugar Hill style and stick it on him as well. But yeah, I think whatever way he wants, he'll do.
Yeah.
And then I think he just... well, to be honest, obviously, tragically with... AJ, I don't know what Fury will want to do after and stuff.
Well, we'll see. We'll find out what that wants to do. Might find his solace in the ring. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. To wish him all.
Charlie, I'm worried. I think we should get rid of Faraz because he's quite good.
He's very good, actually, isn't he? Management we're in a different studio today. Management have come down. They're looking at him.
Really?
Got a contract in there. They're just waving.
Which show do you want on TalkSport?
I can see it.
Which show do you...
Saturday warm up. I can see it.
Oh no, that's a shame, isn't it? Congratulations, Raz. Starts at 9 on Saturday. Can you do that?
I love it.
It's 3 hours this Saturday. That'll put him off.
Straight 3 hours. You don't want it 3 hours. Is way too long. Well, thanks for joining us. Good luck with everything, Faraz.
Great to chat. Appreciate it.
Faraz Noor there, finalist in the Traitors, a decent batsman, knows his boxing, knows his football.
Very good.
Will be on TalkSport. I'm going to say, I give him a couple of years. Got to learn the nuts and bolts at least, hasn't he? Got to find out where the toilets are. You are listening to Rushden and Baker on TalkSport. Brad Friedel join us in just a second. Good afternoon. You are listening to Rushden and Baker on TalkSport with Tool Station. And we'll talk to Brad Friedel, former Spurs, Villa, Liverpool, Blackburn keeper in just a second. He is on the latest episode of How to Win the World Cup. It's a great new podcast from TalkSport hosted by the brilliant Matt Ford. Brad was alongside Fordy and Jacob Hawley. And here he is discussing goalkeepers wearing caps.
Let me tell you something about a baseball cap. When you wear it and play it, the sun is obviously in the sky, right? And the baseball cap will help you not get sunburned. But when the ball goes up in the air, you have to lift your head up. So the baseball cap doesn't do a lot when the ball's in the air. Might help a little bit from the glare, but I always found that baseball caps were an annoyance more than a help. I tried it a couple times when the sun was just really bad at Anfield. If the way that the stadium's positioned, the sun comes down and it goes right on top of the stand, and there's really nothing you can do. Baseball caps don't help. You can put your glove up. You can try to see, they say when the ball goes in the sun, just look for the black dot. And I'm like, all I see is a blurry flash of sun, and I can't see the ball at all. But I don't think the hats are a help, and I hope we don't see a lot of them.
Well, actually, I was thinking how many goalkeepers have won the World Cup wearing a hat, especially a Stetson. But that's a different question, I guess. Brad Friedel joins us now. Hey, Brad, you okay?
Brad, how you doing?
Hey, Max, Charlie, how are you guys?
Yeah, very good, thank you.
Yeah, really good. Thanks so much for coming on. Look, we'll start with the World Cup. Look, it's in Canada, Mexico, and the US, and obviously a lot is happening in the US right now. But in a pure footballing sense, it's interesting seeing Pochettino at USMNT and the fact that a lot of Spurs fans would really like him. How do you see that playing out, Brad?
I bet the Spurs fans would like him back. He was one of the best ever to manage at Tottenham. He's an excellent head coach, really compassionate, good man. His entire staff, good people. United States is lucky to have him. He has created some waves over here for sure, going into his team selection, but now he's starting to get his team and his philosophy on and off the pitch going, and I expect a really competitive, good team going into this World Cup. That's on the field. Off the field is a whole. That's a different
conversation.
Yeah. That's not something that can be done in 15 or 20 minutes, and more 15 years.
No. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's interesting, isn't it? How far, because the way the groups work, obviously the US are the hosts along with Mexico and Canada. It means you're in pot one, right? So your group is one of those where you think, that's a really open group.
You could say we should get through. We have the ability. We have the players. We're playing at home. We'll have the fans. I fully anticipate us getting through the group. And World Cup competition, once you get into the knockout stages, it all depends on what place you finished in the group, what happens in the other groups, who you get drawn against. There's a reason only eight other nations have won a World Cup. It's hard to win them. And if you don't get a fortunate draw in the knockout games, it's really difficult for nations like the United States to win. But, in 2002, we made it to the quarterfinals and arguably were the better team against Germany. During that World Cup, South Korea was excellent. Turkey was excellent. So it can, long runs can happen. And, we have the right guy in Mauricio to hopefully lead us, to quarterfinals and beyond. But it is difficult. If you get drawn against Brazil, get drawn against England, get drawn against Germany at the wrong time in a tournament, it's difficult to overcome teams like that.
And you've got, talisman playing Pulisic. Who else have you got if something happens to him, do you think, Brad?
Well, my favorite player with the U.S., and it has been since I was the under-19 national team coach, is Weston McKennie. He didn't have his best time at Leeds, and I think well documented why. But as far as talent, this kid is amazing. I mean, he has it all. If he is focused and prepared and fit, he's excellent. I really like he and Tyler Adams playing together in the middle of midfield. Tyler Adams from Bournemouth quite well. Chris Richards has really improved over the last. And when I say improved, I mean he's become a leader. He's become a really good player with Crystal Palace. I think we have one of the best left backs in the entire tournament, Anthony Robinson. I think he's outstanding, and you'll know him very well. So we do have a really competitive team. We have some good players. You need those X factor players at the end of it. Christian could be one of those, but we're more of a team rather than individuals that are going to set the world alight. We're gonna have to have every single person plus the ones coming off the bench to have their best game if we get into a knockout phase and get drawn against an England or France, those type of teams.
All the teams you played for in England are having interesting, not necessarily brilliant seasons. I don't know if we go back chronologically. Tottenham, we talked about
Villa, up the Villa.
Yeah, no, I mean they're having a great season. I said they're all having interesting seasons, right? And Villa are doing so well. Yeah, interesting. Not all bad, but Tottenham is bad right now. What do you make of it? Are you surprised that Thomas Frank is still there?
I wish Daniel Levy was still in charge. I could be able to answer this with a lot more. Well, I knew Daniel well. I respect Daniel. I thought Daniel did an incredible job for Tottenham. If you look at where the club was when they bought, and look at the training ground, look at the stadium, look at the competitive teams that they've had over time. The way that it's run now, I couldn't tell you what they're thinking. At boardroom level. I know they're desperately underperforming. I also am someone who thinks that Thomas Frank's an excellent coach. So if you bring in a coach that needs to instill a philosophy, you're going to have to give him time and back him in the transfer market to get his type of player in. If you're just expecting someone like Thomas Frank to come in and immediately, no matter how you play, no matter what the system is, just win game after game after game, I think you've hired the wrong guy. I think you have to let him come in and bring in players that will help his system be successful. And right now, it seems to me like you got some players that are fighting against the system. You've seen some petulant behavior from players between him after games, at halftimes, substitutions, things of that nature. So if you want him to be successful, you're going to have to try to get those players out and bring his players in. Unfortunately, what happens in football too much is because the players are on so much money and there's transfer fees involved, it's much easier to get rid of a coach than it is 4, 5, 6 players at a time. So it'd be really interesting to hear what they're thinking. I know last season the league place wasn't good, but they did win a trophy. But you could tell the ship was sort of going down a little bit during last season as each week kept going on, and now it just seems more of a roller coaster ride. Two good results, one good performance followed by a bad one, an average one. It's very, very inconsistent at the moment.
Yeah, it's quite a boring roller coaster. I think that's what Tottenham fans are finding. And it's that eternal dilemma is you've got to give a manager time at some point. But if you give the wrong manager time, then you've wasted loads of time. Can I move on to Villa? Because Unai Emery is doing such a brilliant job there. Yeah. And yet a lot of people, and I probably include myself, don't really think they're in the title race. Am I silly to think that?
Are they in the title race? I mean, I think a lot of us sat here. I was still in a playing squad, I think, when Leicester won it, or maybe I just retired. But most people were saying Leicester can't win it. They're not in a title race. It was down to Leicester Tottenham that season. They are in a title race. Could they win it? Yes. Is the likelihood? No. They're probably just a little bit short. But look where Villa was. Eight seasons ago. Look at where they are now. Look at the football they're playing now. Look at the signings that they're making.
Yeah,
they've also done something interesting behind the scenes recently. Is they had a little bit of adversity with FFP. They've gotten through it. It seems like they've gotten through it, and it looks like they can qualify again for the Champions League. So then their FFP and their financial status will be boosted again. I mean, they're just doing a really good job on and off the field at Villa. And Unai Emery, I've spoken to a few players that play there. They just say he's an absolute tactical genius. They really do. So the players there are buying into all the strategies. And even if there's an argument between he and a player, it quickly gets resolved, or the board will back Emery, and that's the way a club should work if you want to hold or have some success.
Finally, Brad, just on Pochettino, where do you think he'll be next August?
Nice.
It's a real interesting one. If he has a really successful World Cup, does he want to stay for another four years? Does he want to try to take on an Argentinian team after that that doesn't have Messi for the next 4 years? I don't know. Would he go back to Tottenham? My suggestion would be, if Daniel was still in charge, I think he would go back to Tottenham in a heartbeat. I think their relationship was really good. With what's going on now, I have no idea, because he's a very smart individual. He would look at everything that's going on, and he would see where he would need certain types of control to be able to be successful. I really don't know. If I put my US hat on, I would prefer him to stay for another 4 years, because he's really helping changing the culture of the mentality of the player over here. Or over there, I should say. I'm not even in America right now. But would he be tempted to go back to a club like Tottenham? I think he would. But I just don't know who he'd be. Personally, I don't know who he'd be speaking to and if he would like working for them.
Interesting stuff. Thank you for coming on, Brad. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Brad.
All right, thanks, Max. Thanks, Charlie.
Brad Friedel there. The latest edition of How to Win the World Cup available in the morning on the TalkSport YouTube channel, the TalkSport app, and your favourite podcast platform. Oh, there, Brad said if I put my US hat on, but he doesn't. He doesn't wear
a hat. He established that in that clip.
Yeah. But he made a good point, actually. If you're wearing a hat and you look up at the sun, you can still see the sun. That's the point.
Stan, the Burnley fan, says, please ask Brad about Blackburn Rovers. Come on, Stan.
Can't imagine Blackburn going down. Brad is one of the coolest blokes ever. Come on, you Spurs, says Simon. The Spurs fan in Edinburgh. Anyway, 3 o'clock news is next. Frank Warren will join us and we'll talk about Tyson Fury getting back in the ring.
After a defensive Arne Slot insisted that Liverpool can still win a trophy this season, but admits that it's impossible to quieten the noise around their poor form, TalkSport's Adrian Durham is baffled.
It's just what impacts Arne Slot's press conference might or might not have, not just on the players, but on the fans at Anfield this evening.
Former Liverpool midfielder Danny Murphy has told White and Jordan generally Slot does well with the media.
Unfortunately, because of the predicament they're in, it's some of it can sound a bit like excuses justifying the poor form. And that doesn't always fall well on fans, when the fans who are listening.
It's a massive night of Champions League football with 6 English teams all vying for a place in the top 8 to avoid that dreaded playoff round. Arsenal are already safe and need just a point at Kairat Almaty to guarantee a top spot. Wins also do for Liverpool and Spurs. For Newcastle, Chelsea and City, though, they need a win and results elsewhere to go their way. What's more, for Newcastle, they'll have to win at the Parc des Princes, beating defending champions PSG. Eddie Howe says it means so much more than just that, though.
Just looking at it solely as a football match, we're pitting ourselves against the very best. What a great opportunity for us to show everybody and ourselves that we can play in any environment, home or away.
That one's live on TalkSport tonight from 7. On TalkSport 2 at the same time, on the cusp, Chelsea have to win in Naples to help their campaign. Man City, the only English team outside the top 8, and host Galatasaray. Here's Pep.
I'm not good in that. I'm overthinking manager, not man management. The new generation manager is just the videos. We are not man management. We don't talk. I don't talk with the players since the last 3 years, so I don't talk with them.
Keep across everything this evening on TalkSport. Elsewhere today, West Ham have confirmed the signing of Adama Traore from Fulham. He reunites with his former Wolves boss Nuno. Meanwhile, James Ward-Prowse has been given permission to undergo a medical at Burnley as he sets joint on loan from West Ham. And the island centre Bundy Aki has been left out of their Six Nations training camp in Portugal for disciplinary reasons. He allegedly confronted referees after Connacht's defeat to Leinster last weekend. And the France prop Winnie Antonio has had to retire from rugby after suffering a heart attack. Guess all the latest on TalkSport.com.
Good afternoon. You are listening to Rushden and Baker on TalkSport here until 4. I think you did, Charlie, say goodbye to bread.
I think I said thank you, bread, at the end there, which is I'm gluten intolerant, Max. So I've not said thank you to bread for a while. So
no, but it's all right. It's very open-minded of you. But of course, that's an open goal for the good listeners.
Oh yes, please. Oh, I see where you're going.
You've done it quite recently, but
you're going. Bread footballers all day
Bread
long.
footballers, 1889. Fill your boots, guys, while we talk to Frank Warren, founder of Queensberry Promotions, Tyson Fury's promoter. Just been announced then, just before we came on air, actually about 1 o'clock, I think, that Tyson Fury's coming out of retirement to fight Arsenbek Makhmudov on Netflix. Hey, Frank, you okay?
Hello, Frank.
I'm good. How are you two guys?
Yeah, very well, thank you, Frank.
Not too bad at all. How's this come about then, Frank?
Well, Tyson has made it very clear late last year that he wanted to come back and fight. He wanted to fight in the spring, and there's a lot of work going on with people at Ring, and that's where it's at. He's now fighting on April the 11th against Makhmudov, which is a good comeback fight. He's a good fighter. He's got a good record, and it'd be a great fight for Tyson to try and get the cobwebs out of his system.
Quite a tough comeback fight, I'd suggest, Frank.
It is.
Bitten off a lot.
He's a big guy. Sorry?
He's bitten off a lot here.
Yeah, it's a tough fight for him, but, Tyson, he said he doesn't want to be fighting any YouTubers or anything like that. He wants a proper fight, and that's what he's got.
Yeah, and did he always want to come out of retirement? I know boxers come out of retirement a lot. Did he always want to do this?
Look, he's retired, and last year he had a great year working on his Netflix series and also on his Netflix documentary, amongst other things. And now he's back into the groove as far as boxing is concerned. He's been training very hard and working very hard, and he believes he can regain no belts.
Do we know where the fight's going to be?
Not yet. That's being worked on.
Sure.
Okay.
First UK fight to be on Netflix. The Netflix situation is interesting because I think there's deals with DAZN that happen as well with you. How did Netflix come about to broadcast this fight?
That's sort of out of my hands as such. Nothing to do with me. That deal was done with the actual ring people. They made the deal on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And so if Tyson wins this, what's next? Is it like is he seeing a kind of right? I win this and I get to, because a lot of people think you want to see Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. Obviously, he's been through a lot, Anthony Joshua, recently, and don't know what will happen to him. But do you know what Tyson's sort of end plan is?
Well, I think that was what the intention was last year, and unfortunately, a few weeks ago, there was a terrible car crash with the 2 fatalities of AJ's friends and part of his team, trainers, etc. And that put a spanner in the works. And I don't think AJ knows what he's doing at the moment. So, I don't think it's worth even going there. Of course, that's the fight everybody wants to see, but the only one who will determine whether that's going to happen is AJ.
Rightly so. Yeah.
A lot of good UK heavyweights around at the moment. Fabio Wardley, Daniel Dubois. Can we expect to see any of those on the undercard, Frank?
Not on the undercard. No, definitely not. But there's some great fights that are going to be announced next week. We've got a good show next week up in Liverpool. We've got that great show with Nick Ball fighting Figueroa. That's a cracker.
He's a fantastic fighter, isn't he? He's brilliant. Not a tall guy, but he's all power, isn't he? And he's so exciting to watch.
I'll tell you what, you wouldn't want him after you.
No, he reminds me of when you were in year 11 or the 5th year at school, and there was a particularly hard sort of 3rd year who would come and beat you up.
He's that guy in the 3rd year to be beating up the guys in the 6th year.
Yeah,
he's a tough little man. He can fight, and he's got a great record. He's fought some fantastic fighters, so it's a big fight for him next week. And then what we'll be doing early next week or the week after, we'll be announcing what is happening with Fabio and also with Daniel.
Great.
And a couple of others. David Adelaide, he's got a big fight lined up. Quite a few of them are being some significant fights.
Brilliant.
Good stuff. Well, look, thanks so much for coming on, Frank. We appreciate your time, as always.
It's a pleasure. All the best to you.
Thank you, Frank.
Good stuff. Frank Warren there, founder of Queensview Promotion, Tyson Fury's promoter.
Max, I'd say that's the most, other than the Dave Allen conversations we've had in the past.
Best one done.
That's
best one we've done.
Boxing one we've done, because you and I are out of our depth slightly with boxing. And Frank,
the interesting thing
Frank was like a grown up. We had to a grown up turned up.
Talking about it out of my depth in the ring.
Oh well, we know
absolutely. Let's not beat around the bush.
Let's not remember beating around the bush is often something you use to train, I believe. So there we are.
Well, I mean, I have many training methods, but the thing is, when you're my talent of punching people in the face, you do not need to train. You never ever lose it. I could deck any. I didn't want to tell Frank. I didn't want to be put on the undercard. He'd have signed you up.
You'd have taken you off.
I didn't want to do.
He'd have taken you off this show immediately and put you on the undercard.
Straight into camp, and now I'd be punching everyone. The thing is, no one will spar with me because I just punch them so hard. Lucas Baguetta, says James.
Okay, we're off. Here we go.
Lofa Mateo, says Johnny.
David Butty, that's nice.
Jermaine Dofo, says Mark.
Wholemeal Heskey, very nice. Thank you, Dan in Lancs.
Brian Hovis Albion, but Steve Bloomer, says Craig. Wes Brown, Ben White, David Butty, Wholemeal Heskey. Did you do that one?
I just read those, don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah, you read those ones?
May as well say them again.
Mark Warburton, that's good.
That's good. It's just an actual one.
I'm trying to see the ones I like. Jaden Sandwicho. Oh, come on.
I quite like that.
David, that is, you haven't got the rights in the computer game. Jaden Sandwicho. Peter Cech. I think we'll just be Fernando Torres. Francesco Stotti, says Rory and Paul. That's good. Okay, well, lots of these, aren't they? Lots of them.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Very nice. I like that.
We said at the same time. Thank you, Baz.
Well,
anyway, keep those coming, please. Charlie's moustache is glorious, says
trimmed it today.
This text message.
Trimmed it today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Are you for a job?
No, I like having it. It makes me feel like Dickie Davis or like in the 80s on a sort of sports programme, It's nice.
Do you watch Sportsmasters with Dickie Davis?
Oh, yeah, I used to love it.
It was always the advert would say, coming up in half an hour, Sportsmasters, but now some past masters, it's Saint and Greavesy. Right, yes, it's Saint and Greavesy.
It's brilliant. I used to
Peter Beardsley. Yeast Bromwich Albion, seeded Malbronk. That's lovely.
Illiman and Rye. Very nice. Sean the Toffee. Very good.
Really good. You're good at this, guys.
Yeah. Is this talk bread? Says Cole. Well,
it is for now. Yeast Basuma. You are listening to... No, you're not sure?
This is bread footballers if we did heights on a Saturday. This is exactly what we'd do. Maybe they've done
Mark
a job
says
for us.
Granary Jacka.
Glyn. That's good.
Glyn says Phil Bapp. I like Phil Bapp. And a few people have said this, but Andy's got it. Michelle Panini is lovely. And JJ Focaccia. They're getting better.
They're getting good. They're getting good now.
You are listening to Rushden Bacon on TalkSport in partnership with Tool Station. Stay one step ahead, whatever the job. Next stop, Tool Station. Alex Crook, our chief football correspondent, joins us in just a second as we build up to the climax of the transfer window.
to South Africa with the Barmy Army on TalkSport.
Papa Booba brioche. Anyway, England return to South Africa next winter, and as always, the Barmy Army will be out in full force. You could be with them. We're giving you a week for two at the 2027 New Year's Test in Cape Town. Every day of the match, one of the world's great cricket grounds, great city as well. Flights, hotels, spending money, all covered. Your chance to secure 2 spots with the official Barmy Army. Listen up. Here's how to enter.
Oscar Cobb. For your chance to win, text WIN to 83338. Text cost £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or call 0343 418 7260. Lines close 6th of February 2026 at 4 p.m. That's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at TalkSport.com. For your chance to win, text WIN to 83338 now.
Yeah, Scott says burrito carbone. Burrito's not bread, is it?
A burrito. Is burrito? What is burrito made of? Wheat? Is it made of wheat?
Well,
bread?
maybe.
Is a burrito bread? 81089.
Stollen Campbell says Stuart the Bradford. I mean, there's so many text messages. Good. Oh, so some people are out there, isn't it?
Campbell.
Anyway, time now for a transfer update thanks to Intuit QuickBooks.
Transfer window. Breaking news on TalkSport with Intuit QuickBooks. Tackle your self-assessment with Intuit QuickBooks. Search QuickBooks to find out more.
Our chief football correspondent is Alex Crook. All right, Crookie?
Hey, Crookie.
Afternoon, boys.
Should we start with Lucas Paquetá then? He's off to Flamengo.
He is, yeah. No massive secret about this. We've been covering the fact he's likely to part for the last few days. But yeah, an agreement has now been reached between the two clubs. It's 36.5 million there or thereabouts. The fee. I think Paquetá has been hankering for a return to South America for some time. I think he's been unsettled at West Ham really since these betting allegations first came to light. There was a stage earlier in the window when Nuno Espirito Santo was determined to keep him, but he's obviously missed the last couple of games with an inverted quotes back injury. West Ham have picked up a couple of wins, and now they've decided it's best for all concerned that he goes. He's already said his goodbyes, I'm told, to his West Ham teammates, and he's going to undergo a medical in South America in the coming days.
It feels like good, one of those transfers that's just good for everyone.
I think so. West Ham have got some money to reinvest potentially between now and Monday. Paquetá has got the move that he wants. And I have to say, speaking to West Ham fans over the last few weeks since this possibility of losing Paquetá first came to light, that they don't seem too upset, that they feel he's not maybe been the same player since those betting allegations came to light.
Yeah, and Adama Traore looks like he's heading to the London Stadium, which is fun. Sort of inconsistent, but fun.
Yeah, £2 million the fee, so minimal risk really on this one. A player that Nuno has been trying to sign since the start of the window. Of course, arguably played his best football, certainly in this country.
Yeah, of course.
Under the West Ham manager at Wolves. Interested to see where he fits in because they're pretty strong in the wide areas, aren't they? Somerville's playing really well at the moment. Jarrod Bowen has to be the first name on the team sheet. I guess he could even play potentially in that false number 9 position. But one of the big issues West Ham have had in this struggling campaign, if you like, is a lack of pace, and certainly Traore brings that.
Not trying to back up the position in case anybody leaves in the window. Do you think, Crookie?
Well, there were whispers about Tottenham and Somerville, weren't there? But they seemed to go away as quickly as they surfaced. Sure. I think West Ham would be mad to let him go. They've given themselves a puncher's chance of staying up. I'd still say they're favourites to go down with Burnley and Wolves. But you look at the teams above them, Nottingham Forest, still inconsistent despite Sean Dyche's arrival. Leeds have picked up, but obviously dropped points at Everton from a winning position on Monday night live on TalkSport. And then I look at Crystal Palace. No wins in 11. Interesting to see what they do.
Getting dragged in.
Because they could easily get dragged in.
Joshua,
Tottenham could. Tottenham on the same points as Palace. Terrifying. Staring at that. It's not a transfer question.
Surely they've got too much quality, haven't they?
Well, I think so. Are they going to get any more quality, Crookie, is the question.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you. I think they're too good to go down, but I also don't know how good their players are.
Well, there were some people telling us going into this window that keep an eye on Tottenham. They're going to spend big. Obviously, they've signed Conor Gallagher, hijacked his move to Aston Villa. They've got Sousa, the young left-back, coming in from Brazil. But I think their supporters would have expected more, especially having let Brennan Johnson go. And they've got injuries, haven't they, to Mohamed Kudus, amongst others. They are short of a winger for me. I think they could do with another forward. There's talk of Randall Colomwani terminating his loan spell. And you've got to think if that happens, they're going to bring someone in. But it's pretty quiet when it comes to Spurs at the moment, other than the fact they're in talks with West Ham about potentially Antonin Kinski going out on loan, and then there's a possibility they bring in a new goalkeeper, maybe Mads Hermansen coming the other way, or Sam Johnson's been mentioned as well. But at the top end of the pitch, I'm surprised we've not seen more business from Spurs in this window.
Joshua Zirkzee, despite playing for title challengers Man United, Crookie, he wants to leave.
Nobody's calling them title challengers. Let's not get carried away. But his game time has been limited. They've got a lot of options now, actually, United at the top end of the pitch. And my understanding is it's still Joshua Zirkzee's desire to leave before the window closes. But I don't think that's going to happen. There's been a lot of talk about Roma for the last few weeks, but I think they've pretty much admitted defeat. And I think he's going to have to bide his time and then probably get the move in the summer. But how much football Zirkzee's going to play between now and the end of the season, I think is open to debate.
It's really hard to... I mean, he's had a difficult time there, and I didn't watch enough of him before to sort of make a real judgment on him. I wonder if he sort of deceptively... He doesn't look that footballery. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't sort of move like a footballer, but I think he's got real ability, right? I mean, clearly you have to get to this level, but it's quite hard to know sort of... I don't really know where his best position is.
Well, nor does he. If you remember when he first joined, he said he's not really a 9, he's not a 10, he's sort of a 9.5. And I think he's played his best football coming off the bench. There's been times in his Manchester United career when he's really been able to impact proceedings as a super sub. But when he started, he's more often than not flattered to deceive. And if you're picking your best team at Manchester United, Šeško is ahead of him now, Cunha and Bumo is ahead of him as well. Bruno Fernandes is not for replacing in that number 10 position. So he doesn't really have a role other than the fact that if they get injuries, then maybe they would need to pull the emergency Joshua Zirkzee cord. He's got a great touch. I would say that. He's got
it might have just been rubbish under Amorim. He might have just been, you don't know what players were actually good now. Because like Mainoo's come back and he's like playing absolutely brilliant under Carrick.
Yeah, and if we were sat here now and Ruben Amorim was still the Manchester United manager, I think we would be debating, is Kobbie Mainoo going to get the move that he wants between now and Monday? Because he was out the door under Ruben Amorim. Yeah. Certainly he was pushing for that, and he's come back into the team, and I thought he was brilliant in that midfield battle against Arsenal at the weekend. And do you know what? I thought I was going mad because I was telling anybody who would listen that this kid is a real talent, and I don't understand what the manager is doing by not picking him. And then he played against Grimsby in the Cup, wasn't great. He played against Brighton in the Cup and he looked short of confidence. And people were saying, see, maybe Ruben Amorim was right. So I'm pleased that Kobbie Mainoo in the last 2 games actually proved that maybe I do know a little bit about football.
Yeah. What do you even say?
It says here, Jeremy Jacquet, brackets Chelsea. Now, Chelsea have so many players. I don't know if that's someone who plays for Chelsea or they're about to sign.
It's someone they'd like to sign. He's a young defender over in France. There's a lot of big clubs in the Premier League and beyond who are looking at him. And I think Chelsea were trying to get a deal done in this window, but they've not been able to agree an asking price. I think it's one to watch at the end of the season. I think we're going to be talking more about Chelsea in terms of outgoings than incomings. Raheem Sterling, is he going to get a move? Are they going to pay up his contract? Axel Disasi now would seem to have a pathway to West Ham because they've terminated the loan spell of Igor. He's gone back to Brighton, which means they have another domestic loan spot available. And yeah, maybe Chelsea are not going to spend big money in this transfer window, which would be unusual for them.
Yeah, Angel Gomez obviously sort of came to prominence for a lot of fans here when I think Lee Carsley picked him for England. And there were lots of rumours in the summer about where he might go. What's the latest?
Wolves are in talks with Marseille, which is one that took me by surprise when I found out about this yesterday, I have to say, because with the greatest will in the world, they're not going to stay up, are they? And Angel Gomez is a player who I think has designs maybe on forcing his way into Thomas Tuchel's England World Cup squad. Obviously got a few caps under Lee Carsley and did well. Won the title, I think, at Lille in France and then ended up at Marseille, but hasn't really played a lot of football. But this would be a good signing for Wolves if they pull it off. And I don't think it's necessarily with a view to him coming permanently and playing in the Championship next season. It would be a loan move, A, to catch the eye of Thomas Tuchel, and B, I think, to put himself on the radar of other clubs in the Premier League for next summer.
Yeah, and that's just when I learned that he left Lille and was going to Marseille.
Yeah, I'd never heard of him until he was in the England team. So that's good. No, that's much I know.
Jose Sarr. Forest actually going for a lot of players at the moment. Forest have made some big bids, haven't they, Crookie?
Yeah, they have. Jean-Philippe Mateta is still on their radar. They're willing to pay £35 million for him. So that could develop between now and Monday. And Jose Sarr would be going there, I think, as cover for Matt Sells, which maybe a bit of an odd move, because as much as Wolves are struggling, he is the undisputed number one there. So to go from being a number one in the Premier League to maybe warming the bench for the rest of the season, particularly in a World Cup year, doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. But I guess he's thinking, look, if they're going to give me a long-term contract, that's a Premier League contract beyond the end of this season, whereas at Wolves, obviously he's going to be in the Championship. So, yeah, Forest have been one of the more active teams in this window, and I think they needed to be. They tried for Lewis Dunk down at Brighton as well, but that got short shrift.
And do you reckon deadline day is going to be a thrilling one, Crookie? Or are we all going to be like trying to hype it up and nothing's happening?
I think it'll be busy. I do think it'll be busy. And actually, the last 48 hours or so have really ramped up. But a lot of the big stories have already been told, haven't they? Paquetá now out of West Ham, Manchester City signing Mark Gay and Antoine Semenyo. That could have been two of the sagas of the window. But we've still got Mateta's future to be resolved, as I mentioned. Jurgen Strand-Larsen wants his way out of Wolves. I think West Ham will do a bit more business. Will Manchester United suddenly pull a rabbit out of the hat for Michael Carrick? And did Liverpool look to strengthen between now and the end of the window? Because I looked at their bench against Bournemouth at the weekend and it did look light.
Good stuff, Crookie. Thanks for coming
up. Crookie.
Cheers, guys.
Our chief football correspondent there, Alex Crook. Now, tomorrow, breakfast star-studded with Ali McCoy. No one comes bigger than Ali McCoist.
No, he's the
and
biggest
Gabby
star.
Agbonlahor from 6. They're going to be joined by Scott Carson, former City goalkeeper. Phil Jones, Premier League FA Cup winning Manchester United defender. Phil Jones will be on. And comedian Arsenal fan Dara O'Brien is popping into the studio.
Mock the Week is back, of course, so, you know.
Mock the Week is back, yeah. Are we in for that, Charlie? They're going to get us in?
They won't get me in. I used to do the warm-up on it. No.
Did you? Now you do the warm-up here.
Now the warm-up here, exactly, yeah. Very nice.
Oh, okay. Were you good at that? Were they a good audience?
Oh, I'm as good a warm-up man as it gets, Max.
Right, did Dara talk to you?
Dara's my friend. I did a gig with Dara before Christmas. He's a lovely man.
He's lovely. I know he's lovely.
Very tall.
TalkSport breakfast.
Not for you, but for me, very tall.
So it's very tall for you.
I wouldn't be able to mark him.
Oh, is that right?
No.
That's a mismatch. Why have they put Baker or O'Brien at corners? This is a disgrace. Tomorrow, breakfast, 6 a.m. Set your alarms. It is Max and Charlie with you until 4.
after a defensive Arne Slot insisted that Liverpool can still win a trophy this season, but admits that it's impossible to quieten the noise around their poor form. TalkSport's Adrian Durham is baffled.
It's just what impacts Arne Slot's press conference might or might not have, not just on the players, but on the fans at Anfield this evening.
It's a massive night of Champions League football with 6 English teams all vying for a place in the top 8 to avoid that dreaded playoff round. Arsenal are already safe and need just a point at Kairat Almaty to guarantee a top spot. Wins also do for Liverpool and Spurs. For Newcastle, Chelsea and City, though, they need a win and results elsewhere to go their way. What's more, for Newcastle, they'll have to win at the Parc des Princes, beating defending champions PSG. Eddie Howe says it means so much more than just that, though.
Just looking at it solely as a football match, we're pitting ourselves against the very best. What a great opportunity for us to show everybody and ourselves that we can play in any environment, home or away.
That one's live on TalkSport tonight from 7. On TalkSport 2 at the same time, on the cusp, Chelsea have to win in Naples to help their campaign. Man City, the only English team outside the top 8, and host Galatasaray. Here's Pep.
I'm not good in that. I'm an overthinking manager, not man management. The new generation manager is just the videos. We are not man management. We don't talk. I don't talk with the players since the last 3 years, so I don't talk with them.
Keep across everything this evening on TalkSport.
Challenge on TalkSport with Hawksbee and Jacobs. What critics are calling one of the many radio quiz segments happening this week. Paddy Power. 18 plus BeGambleAware.org. Ben from Hamwell says, "Barn me." Ben me.
Ben me,
really
that's not bad, yeah.
Anyway, time now for Paddy's Challenge, our quiz for charity in association with our friends and official betting partner Paddy Power in the challenge. We put our knowledge to the wonderful world of sport to the test with the chance of raising lots of cash for our nominated charities. I'm playing for the Sporting Memories Network, Charlie raising funds for the Rowcroft Hospice, and helping manage proceedings is our guest quizmaster Ben Fletcher. Welcome, Fletch. Good luck to all players.
Good afternoon, chaps. Yes, Paddy's Challenge will each be asked 3 multiple-choice questions posed by the voice of Paddy Power, Alistair McGowan. The winner will be the player that scores the most points in the event of a tie. You'll both win the chance to raise some cash for your charities. Last time we played, Andy Jacobs won for Team Charlie and backed David Luiz to be booked in last week's Champions League meeting versus Chelsea, or Chelsea, whoever they were playing. It was Karabag, wasn't it? They got beat off the top of my head. Anyway, on the night, Louise escaped the card, so no win there. Let's see if we can raise some more cash for charities this week. And proofread these scripts before we read them.
Yes, why not? Just sight read them, Fletch. Go for it.
For a change. The virtual coin toss has taken place off air. It has decreed that Charlie will be going first on this occasion.
Good luck to you, Charlie.
Good luck, everybody.
So let's see how we get on. Charlie, ready with the tension bed through the window. Here comes your first question.
The Seattle Seahawks shootout win over the LA Rams in last Sunday's NFC conference game sets up a rematch of which Super Bowl in the 2010s when the Patriots won and denied the Seahawks back-to-back titles? A. Super Bowl 49, 2014 season. B. Super Bowl 48, 2013 season. Or C. Super Bowl 51, 2016 season.
I think it was A.
1 point to Charlie.
That's because I watched it and they said it on the thing.
How about that?
Yeah,
well done, Charlie.
I enjoyed the NFL, the gridiron.
paying attention. Seattle quarterback Sam Darnold and Rams counterpart Matt Stafford both threw 3 touchdown passes before the Seahawks held on for a 31-27 win. So immediate pressure on Mr. Rushden. Here comes your first question, Max.
I feel it.
Good luck to you.
Amid blizzard conditions in Denver, the New England Patriots emerged victorious in the AFC conference game last Sunday and will face the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 60 on February the 8th. This will mark how many Super Bowl appearances for the Patriots? A, 10, B, 9, or C, 12?
I don't know.
Could be any of those, couldn't it?
Could be any of those. They've been in a lot recently. When I was young, they didn't get into many, if any. But I was young a long time ago. They're the things I'm factoring in. A.
Oh dear,
12,
oh dear.
12?
Incorrect. The correct answer was indeed 12. I should say that was the 12-inch remix of that question, by the way. This will be the Patriots' first Super Bowl appearance since Tom Brady led the franchise to its 6th NFL championship all the way back in 2019.
It was a bit cheaty because the Patriots, it was very, very snowy. They're like a complete whiteout. And Patriots were wearing white costumes. So it couldn't be seen.
Costumes? Or
you can call them costumes, can't you?
Can you? Football costumes?
They weren't
football costumes.
Fancy dress
American
costumes.
football costumes.
Sounds delightful.
Got to get me costume on. I'll be seeing you in a minute.
Here, Charlie, here comes your second question. An opportunity to take a huge lead. Here it comes.
Since Arsenal last won the league 22 years ago in the 2003-04 season, only one other league-winning team had fewer points after 23 games than the Gunners have now.
Okay.
And that was in 2015-16.
Oh, yeah.
Who was that team? A, Leicester City, B, Chelsea, or C, Manchester City?
I think it was Leicester City.
Good one.
It was a bit of a giveaway, wasn't it? I mean, only one team could have won the league in 15-16,
exactly.
and that was Leicester.
Remember that.
Exactly. Complaints at TalkSport.co.uk, please.
They don't bring it up very much. They should bring it up, Leicester fans, that they won the league.
Yeah, especially our football editor. The Gunners' first home loss of the season means we're 3 in a row without a win in the top flight, but they're still rated as being 84% likely to win the Premier League by our friends at Opta. So that makes it all right.
Ziggy from Quantum Leap.
Quite. Marcy would fly in his DeLorean. So, Max, well, you need this quite simply to stay in the game. Here comes your second question.
What if I don't get it? Oh, no.
If you don't get it, game over.
Out.
Manchester United's 3-2 win over Arsenal last weekend marked back-to-back wins for interim manager Michael Carrick. In his 14 months in the job at United, how many times did Ruben Amorim achieve this same feat? A, never. B, once. Or C, twice?
He must have got back-to-back wins, mustn't he? I mean, he must have got it. Twice. He must have done, surely. Twice.
Oof. It was once.
Oh, wow. He wasn't good, was he?
Max,
he wasn't very good.
No, the 6 points United have taken from their past 2 games against local rival City and leaders Arsenal is twice as many as they collected from the 3 games before that. So, Charlie, you have won, but in the interest of filling to the break and hashtag Force Fund, we will continue. Here comes your third question. Let's see if we make 3 in a row.
Aston Villa's 2-0 win at Newcastle last weekend is Villa's first at Newcastle since which year in the noughties? A, 2005, B, 2003, or C, 2009?
I didn't listen to the question. I was trying to work out my bet.
A, B, or C. It doesn't matter. You've won. I think it's A, Charlie. If
I was trying to work out my bet, so I do apologise. I'm going to say A, 2005.
3 out of 3, back of the net, bravo!
The last win, very eventful. Stephen Taylor dismissed for handball before Lee Boyett and Kieran Dye was sent off. We all remember that. Juan Pablo Angel scored. Gareth Barry converted 2 penalties in a 3-0 win for the visitors. And finally, let's see if Max Rushden can claw back a little bit of credibility and get a consolation goal. Max, here comes your third and final question.
In the WSL, West Ham beat Leicester City 2-1 away last weekend. How many away wins have West Ham had this season? A, this was the first one. B, 2, or C, 3?
2.
Oh dear, oh dear.
None. You got Max.
It was the first one.
None correct.
West Ham's Verena Henshaw, free kick gave the visitors the lead before Shakira Martinez added a second midway through the second half, it says here. So congratulations to you, Charlie.
Thank you.
You are today's winner.
Credibility.
You've won
I have no credibility.
No sporting credibility.
Hashtag zero credibility. Zero creds.
Sporting or otherwise, okay.
So Charlie has a free £20 bet that Paddy Power will place on his behalf, so you can win some cash for your charity. It just remains for me to ask Charlie, what are you going to go for?
An Arsenal-Barcelona double. Win double tonight.
How about that? Neither game on TalkSport, of course, but we'll be keeping a close eye on it. We'll see how you get on and reveal the winnings next week.
Thank you.
Thanks, Fletch.
Thanks, Fletch.
Thank you.
Paddy's Challenge on TalkSport with Paddy Power. 18 plus BeGambleAware.org.
And that was the challenge. Thanks to our friends at Paddy Power. The word, says Roger, is uniforms.
Oh, yeah. Costumes. I think you could say costumes. It's because they say stockings sometimes, don't they? And that sort of thing, don't they? Red stockings. They do, don't they? Am I wrong in that?
American football?
Knickerbockers.
Are you still talking about... Are you talking about American football still? What are you talking about? They do say it somewhere. Can you still say stockings these days?
Can't even say stockings anymore.
There we go. It's Max and Charlie on Talk Radio. Every morning, 10 till 1. You can't say stockings anymore. I'm so angry. Julien Laurent will join us in just a second, and we'll look ahead to PSG Newcastle.
They sit atop the Champions League table. They're guaranteed of a place in that top 8.
Is this Arsenal's time? Is this the season it all comes together?
Ball in for Solanke, win in Frankfurt next week, and they will have a top 8 finish.
Ball into the near post,
and it in! Virgil van Dijk! 3 goals, 3 points, and an outstanding chance of a top 8 finish.
If Liverpool start getting it together, there's no reason why they're not going to be in the latter stages.
Chelsea 1, Papos 0. I'm not totally convinced they're going to get the win they need next week in Naples.
An embarrassing night for Manchester City, stunned in the Arctic Circle.
We are struggling now. I know 100% what's happened with the team.
They may be struggling in the Premier League, but in the Champions League, they come alive.
Forward into the area, Joe Linton squaring in, Wisher! And he ends his goal drought. Stand by for drama.
The Champions League is really going to the wire.
It is.
Really is.
We're going to look ahead to all of it.
Oh, good.
It's Julien Laurent, but he's not here.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm going to say it now. Hold my hands up now, Max, and say completely out of my depth with a PSG v Newcastle.
Well, you know it. You can do that, but we've got 18 games. We've got 18 games to preview.
I thought this was a build up to PSG v Newcastle.
Yeah, but Jules is probably going to do the goal show, isn't it? I actually prayed for people doing the Kev Hatchard's doing one.
Yeah.
You know, there are quite a few. Wherever you are in Europe. Around the world, 18 games. Yeah. You have to watch 18 games at the same time and go, oh, there's been a goal at Benfica. I think
on my show on Virgin Radio, Game On, we do all the goals as they go in. And the other Sunday, there were no goals.
What, the whole thing?
For the whole thing. What? On a Sunday, it was 2 games. We only had 2 games to cover. And we had 4 hours, and there were no goals as they went in.
Does that affect things?
No. We just, we just have sparkling repartee and play more indie bangers.
Okay. How's that show going? Is it going okay?
I'm enjoying it, Max. It's really good fun. Yeah. I do all my buttons, own buttons and faders and sliders.
I used to do the
people
buttons.
Yeah. It's good to know how to do the buttons, don't you think?
Control the buttons. Yeah, I think so. What? Just so? I mean, Yeah, but I think it's good. I mean, it's a bit like when journalists say you need to know shorthand. I don't know if you do need to know the buttons.
Well, I take some pride now in knowing the buttons. I judge people who don't know how to do it.
Ben says, as the laughter turns to tears, the last 3 hours can seem like years. Julien Laurent is here.
Good.
Jules, how are you?
Hello, boys. Very good, and you?
Very good, thank you.
Yeah, all right. Are you on goal show action tonight, Jules?
I'm on Match of the Day tonight.
That's a good one. Okay. So you don't have to do it live. That's better in a way, isn't it? You've got at least an hour to get your head around what's happened, because that's too many football matches to watch for any human.
Yes. That's true. That's very true. It's a lot. 18 is a lot.
Yeah, it is. So we want to talk about PSG Newcastle. I mean, it's sort of winner takes all. Like if you don't win, you're probably not in the top 8, I guess. And you presumably PSG, even if they're not absolutely flying, will have too much for Newcastle tonight.
Yeah, I think so. It certainly looks like that a bit on paper, especially if Newcastle really are. I mean, they are with Joelinton, we know that, but Bruno Guimaraes looks like he might miss out as well. I'm not sure they want to risk him, considering they are already qualified at least for the top 24 and the playoffs. And potentially, if they can, grind out a draw, for example, at the Parc des Princes tonight, that might be enough. We won't know until all the games have been played for top 8 as well. So probably not worth risking Bruno Guimaraes right now. So yeah, I think PSG, even if, as you rightly say, that they've not been flying. I think we've been waiting to see the PSG from the second half of last season.
Yeah.
Back at some point, they've had a lot of injuries, not the best of form for key players. But now it looks like pretty much everybody is back, including Achraf Hakimi. So it should be a very good PSG team, certainly on paper tonight.
I think they came 17th in the league stage last year. Am I right? And then they went on to win it. Have they got that in their locker?
I mean, I think they're very happy to have done so much better now in this league phase than last season. Remember, until the City game in January, they were not even sure to make it to the top 24. Yeah. So at least that's been better. If you can avoid the 2 playoffs game, which could be always tricky depending on who you play against, etc., I think they would be very happy. And then it's a question of the last 16 come, and can you raise your level and up your game like you did last year, really. Yeah. I mean, remember, against all those English clubs, they were outstanding home and away. Even if at times they were put under pressure by Villa in that second leg at Villa Park, but Arsenal at the Parc des Princes in the second leg as well. They were worthy winner because they managed to, everybody together, collectively, individually, raise their level massively. So let's see if they can do it again.
There was that staggering stat, I think it was on Match Today, about Bruno Guimaraes he's missed 9 games for Newcastle since he signed, which is actually not that many, and Newcastle haven't won one of them. That's sort of amazing stat, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, and I think he played 145 or 150 games for them. I think that was just in the Premier League. It shows you how important it is to them, and we know him very well, obviously, in France because he played for Lyon, and it was a great coup at the time for Newcastle to go and sign him when the Saudis arrived. On the ball, off the ball, I think the leadership is key too. In a game like tonight, where we would expect, I think, Newcastle to defend quite a lot, to be fair. His leadership and everything that he can bring on the pitch in terms of being aggressive and on that front foot defensively, I think we've been missing. And Luis Miley has done really, really well. I don't know if Willock will be the third guy with Tonali, but that's not the same than having Bruno and Joelinton, just purely on a physical side of things for Joelinton and on how you can manage a game and the leadership for Bruno.
Yeah, he's a big miss, Joelinton.
There's always... In Liga, there's this idea that PSG sort of win the title in March and then they can really focus on the Champions League. Or what people, I can't remember how much they were pushed last year, but they are being pushed this year. Do you think that will help them or be a hindrance to them?
No, I think it can only help. I think we've said it enough, not just for, I think, my league, but also look at Bayern and the Bundesliga. For so many years, it was just so easy for them that maybe at times later in the Champions League, they lack a little bit of that kind of urgency and fitness, sharpness, really, because in the league, they don't work every game, but pretty much at times it's really easy for them, too easy. So for PSG, it hasn't been the case. Lens have been outstanding. They don't have Europe at all. Marseille and De Zerbi are also very good when they want to be, but they're also in the Champions League. But Lyon could be the dark horses with the arrival of Hendrick on loan from Real Madrid, who's been incredible since he arrived in France. And those four, I think, can give us a very, very exciting title race.
Obviously, it's sort of quite fun needing 9 televisions or 18 televisions, sorry, today. But look, do you think this? I wonder if the first year of this new format, I was like, this actually, I really like this, and this one, I sort of think. I don't mind the games when they're happening, but there are just so many. Was it 120 odd? It just feels a lot. It feels a lot of football, Jules, when there is so much football. Yeah. I don't know if this new format is much better than the old one, or they both were quite good, but neither are perfect.
I like it. I liked it like last year, like you, and I still like it. I know it's a lot of games, but tonight, for example, and again, it's a lot to keep your eyes on everything. So you will have to pick their games for all the listeners. You know, if you can have 2 different screens, at least pick 2, maybe 3, have the goal show on, or whatever. But it's super exciting when you think of all your English clubs. How many will finish in the top 8, for example? We have 3 French clubs who can finish at top 24 for Monaco and Marseille, but Marseille maybe even top 8, but PSG as well. There's all those little narratives, little stories everywhere. I mean, Jose Mourinho and Benfica against Real Madrid and Arbeola, for example. You've got the Napoli against Chelsea team in Italy with Conte against his... All those little stories, we wouldn't have them in the old format. So, I'm all for it, personally.
Okay. I was wondering, Jules, how the French are feeling about their preparations for the World Cup. Are they feeling like they're going to win it? Are they getting confident? Because they've got a very good team, haven't they? Are they feeling like they've got a really good chance?
Yeah, I think so. Like you mentioned, the potential and the talent in his team. Kylian Mbappe the other day said that from him, who's been in the team obviously in 2018, that won it and 2 Euros and 22 when they lost in the final. He said this is the team with the most quality, the most talent. Yeah. That doesn't mean that it's the best team of all the ones he's played for France, but he said this is the most talented one. When you just think that Ryan Cherki is not sure to be in it, or Mateta or Ekitike, they're not sure even to make the plane. It tells you how much talent there is there for Deschamps. It's his last one, so there'll be something a bit special about it. They picked their headquarters in Boston. They're very happy with it. The draw has been tough, but I think good tough to go from strength to strength, with those teams. And Norway, of course, with Haaland and Senegal and Panama. So it's going to be very, very good. And the qualifier, sorry. It's going to be very good. It's just a question of can they all click at the same time and how reliable you'll be on Mbappe.
Yeah. I hope they get knocked out in the group.
Less importantly, Jules, are you still playing? Because I once forced Jules to play for my team. Oh, yeah. And I took him to Donkey Lane, and it was so windy, I took myself off at half time. I felt like I'd climbed Everest.
I remember.
It was the windiest it's ever been.
It was awesome. I would have loved to play more with your amazing team. Polytechnic, it was, wasn't it, the name?
Yeah.
Poly FC.
Yeah.
Polytechnic Force.
I played last night. Funny enough, you say that. I played last night. And by the way, James and Malik scored amazing goals. I didn't score any goals, but their 2 goals were incredible. It was a really good game, and I didn't lose, so that's the most important.
Okay, good stuff. Well, enjoy match of the day tonight. Thanks for coming on, Jules.
Thank you, boys. Take care.
Thank you.
Julian Laurent there. He's got a good touch, Jules.
Is he?
Say that,
Good player.
Good player. But that was, honestly, at half-time, like, people looked like they'd just climbed K2.
Where is Donkey Lane?
Donkey Lane's out in West London somewhere. But it was like, it's got its own microclimate, and it was like a 5-goal wind.
Yeah,
you're looking at that wind going, it's a 5-goal wind.
Have you ever had a 5-goal wind?
Driver doing that phone in. A 5-goal win. PSG Newcastle on TalkSport. Napoli Chelsea on TalkSport 2. Drive is next. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Tool Station. See you on Saturday.